Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the frigid northern lands of Faerun, Icewind Dale. Here we are playing some D&D. How are you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Doing awesome.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Well, before we get into our game, I want to thank our sponsor, Hero Forge, for supporting the stream. Hero Forge is a great tool. In case you don't know, they allow you to bring your characters to life just as you envision with all sorts of awesome tools for building character tokens like you see here on screen, as well as 3D printable miniatures that you can print on your own printer, or you can order them and they will 3D print them and send them to you. They would make a great Christmas gift, just saying. And they also have gift cards available. So check them out at heroforge.com. I was just... Will just sent me his new character. I know Ryan's working on his new Luxodon Barbarian version of Clay. So that Water Genasi Barbarian you see there, no longer. Now a Luxodon. Yeah, Dintari here wielding the dual scimitars. I also just realized that 2 days ago, I think, I was checking my email updates from Hero Forge. They now have packs that you can download of different like monsters and stuff like that, and other stuff, like this featured pack of lizard folk that you can just download, purchase this, and download it and 3D print it on your own. So that's pretty cool. I'm really glad to see them getting on board that, because that is something that's really taken off. And yeah, Hero Forge is a good company, so glad they're stepping into that realm too. Always adding new stuff. Check them out, heroforge.com. Also, thank you to all of you for joining us in the stream here. Thanks for being here with us. And yeah, we are going to begin with an icy scene. What a surprise. Oh, icy? Cold? Is it cold? Yes, it is. The wind howls through the dwarven valley near the foot of Kelvin's cairn. Our party sees the cairn in the distance, this 1,000-foot mountain here in Icewind Dale looming over them, and as well as the ridge line that kind of works its way into several entrances into the Dwarven Valley. The Battlehammer clan of dwarves lives beneath this mountain, and our party has come here to find a diamond large enough to grind into dust to perform a sacred ritual. Our cleric Grukvar has a relationship with the goddess Ula, and he is hopeful that Ula might grant the magic needed, the power and healing needed, to bring back our goblin friend Fizwick from his frozen state. While on the island of Grimskala, Fizwick was approached. Just verbally, he heard a voice in his head, the Frost Maiden calling him to a challenge. Will you court my favor? Wait, was it? I forgot the words now. Anyway, will you risk accepting my favor? And Fizwick did, and failed his check and was turned to ice. Our party has transported him back to Ten Towns. He now is safely back in Bryn Shander, in the Temple of Ula there. I think, was it the storage shed, guys?
In the closet.
Yeah. The party has been joined by Dintari, who was sent from the Darksea Workshop, so Will is still playing Dintari, and a half-drow fighter. And you guys now stand in the... and then you had also beaten a small party of orcs that seems to have been wanting to invade into the Dwarven Valley. So, yeah, that's where we are. Yes, Dintari, Will, I do have kids running, yes.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna go deal with that a second. I'll be right back.
It was Dentari cleaning his boots. He's just been going boom, 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 trying to get out some of the snow and
Jeez,
rocks.
what did you step in?
I just thought it was some deep bass. Thought it was some
Got some real good heinous snow.
house
now.
music.
I try to keep a beat when I get my snow out of my boots.
To help the process.
My daughter is wearing mommy's clothes and across the house with like long sleeves hanging off. So, anyway,
No, you're breaking the immersion. Dentari was cleaning his boots.
sorry.
The snow was coming out of his boots. Boom, 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 boom.
I love it. All right. Where were we? Ah, yes, you guys beat the orcs. Cast a Speak with Dead spell on a fallen dwarf who had been slain by these orcs, and learned that a white dragon has been spotted recently in the area, among a few other things.
Mm-hmm.
What would you guys like to do?
I would like to wrap the dead dwarf up ceremoniously in my old coat and place him on our sled, and also remove some of the heads from the orcs that we've killed and bring them along in case we need them as evidence when we talk to the dwarves. I mean, I know we know that clan, but just in case there's any misunderstanding, I want some kind of evidence that what has happened.
Yeah. Whoop. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. You managed to do so.
Anybody can
He's
help
got
me
some
if they
subliminal
wish.
messaging, guys. Pop it in once every 15 minutes. Just
I didn't see anything. I just suddenly became really hungry for popcorn. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was loading Clay's thing,
Oh.
and yeah. Anyway, I will share. Actually, Michael, if you want to make a token with that, I'll let you do that. Yeah. So you managed to go about the grisly process of trying to get the heads off the orcs and collect a few of them in a burlap sack.
Okay. We can just drag him behind the sled. I
Oh,
assume
there
we
you
have our
go.
sled with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
I say we head down to where this fellow came from, and let his clan know what's become of him.
All right. You guys do see several entrances into kind of in the valley, kind of like cliff face almost. Yeah. Would you guys like to head toward one of those?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I think last week or 2 weeks ago you mentioned that we could see lights in those alcoves. So I'd like to head towards
Yep.
whatever looks busiest.
Yep, sounds good. As you guys approach one of these entrances, you hear a bit of a clamor as the as a guard with a spear, a dwarven guard with a spear and shield, steps out and says, "Who goes there?"
We bring some grim tidings from up on the hill. We were in a bit of a skirmish with some orcs, and we saw one of your brethren here. And unfortunately, he didn't make it. And I prop up the dwarf's body so that he can see.
Bring him in. Bring him in. And immediately as the door opens further, you actually catch sight of a familiar face. You see the dwarf who had hired you with the to recover the iron ingots long time ago back in Bryn Shander Hruna was her name. And she says, "Oh, I know these fellows. Yes, yes. Please, enter. It is good to see you all again."
Is that Pruna with a P?
With an H. Hruna.
Pruna. Oh, okay.
Yeah, really, really hard to pronounce.
Okay. I'm sorry to come across you at such a bad time as this, but I need your help, Pruna. We've got a comrade who's in a bad way, and I need I need a diamond to resolve his state. Is there any way that we can help you, or that you could help us, so that we could make a trade, or I could purchase one from you?
You see a number of other dwarves kind of milling about, and they, you see them hoisting the body of their fallen comrade onto a stretcher and carrying him deeper into the cave complex behind you. She says, what had happened to him? Did you see it?
We were enmeshed in ourselves. It was according to him, the Red Arrow tribe, if you're familiar with them, a band of orcs that ambushed us on the hill.
Yes, they've been far too busy around here, to say the least.
We were able to eliminate the full band that attacked us. But I
How
don't
many?
know, of course, their full numbers.
Okay.
Uh,
I think there was like...
7, 5 or 7, something around that.
Sure.
I look back and I methodically count the heads.
There you go.
Drag along here.
Yeah, and there's like 9 of them.
Okay.
Yeah. She says, "You have already done a great service for us. First, a mug of ale." And she taps a barrel, and and a couple other dwarves all hand you mugs of ale. "Please sit." And it's kind of there's just some squat benches. This is, not a comfortable area per se, but it is warm. There is a fire in the hearth, and it is, fairly well lit. And she invites you all to sit. Is everyone having ale?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. So they distribute mugs of ale, and they've got a really nice kind of nutty tone to this ale. Nice bit of a bite on the back end, and clearly very strong stuff. As you all start sipping ale, she says, "There was something strange that happened here earlier today. A priest of your kind, Ula, had a strange dream and awoke to find the altar covered in gems. Let me see if he can be found." And she speaks to one of her fellow
It sounded
dwarves.
like a
Bless you.
lightsaber igniting. It was awesome.
I actually already had myself muted, and as a reflex, whenever I'm about to sneeze or something, I hit my mute button, and it was just all automatic at that point, and I was like,
No, we're going back.
My-
Copyright that. That's your own lightsaber igniting sound. Awesome.
yeah, if we ever need a sound effect, I'll have that clip permanently done. Sorry, my bad.
No worries.
Sorry.
Some good Foley audio. All right. So, yeah, she sends a messenger to go get the priest. And he comes back, and he says, the messenger comes back and says, "Corix Steelhelm, priest of Ula." And he steps forward, and you see this just really, grumpy-looking, very old dwarf with an eye patch stepping forward. And he says, "Who are you?
We're we're friends of the Battlehammer clan that's stationed in Bryn Shander, and we have come here looking for aid, and heard that there have been good tidings.
Dentari kind of puts his hands on the shoulders of Fizwick. Our friend has gotten himself frozen, and we would like to unfreeze him.
I think Fizwick's actually back in the Bryn Shander in the
Damn it.
storage shed. But he says, "Your friend, huh? Well, strange dream last night. Ula, you serve Ula." And he points to Grukvar. "Yes?
Indeed.
Well, as do I. It's always been a bit of a miserable job, if you ask me, but she's been all right to me, I suppose. Lived a long while, can't complain about that. Anyway, she doesn't speak to me often, but I feel like this might have been a message." And Hruna says, "Corex, could you at least show a shred of a hospitable attitude to our guests?" And he just grunts. And he brings out this leather pouch, and he lays it on the ground. He says, "Strangest thing happened. Heard a voice. I can't even remember the exact words, but it must have been Ula in my dream. A bright light, a shining gem on the mountain, saying something about protection. A great act of protection had been performed. Something about, well, you know the creeds. Protecting the mountain, protecting the gems, all of that.
The lady under the hill.
Yeah.
An inscrutable one sometimes, I've found.
Yes, exactly. Well, when I awoke from the dream, these gems were on the altar, and he undoes this bag, and a bunch of rubies, and a single, fairly large diamond right in the middle of them.
Wow.
He says, "Are you they who have performed an act of protection of the mountain?"
Indeed we have. By no direct effort of our own, we're ambushed by the Red Arrow tribe, and we're able to wipe out the band that attacked us. I suppose it is us. It's a blessing when we needed it the most.
He takes a sip of ale, lets out kind of a belch. "Well, I don't know about you, Hruna, but I think these gems belong to your friends. Go ahead.
We thank you. We thank you for having the decency to pass these along instead of keeping them for yourself or otherwise. Thank you.
Indeed. We have gems aplenty. You clearly have done a good service for Ula. I just wish she would reward me for some of mine, but don't need any gems, that's for sure. Could use a little... You hear this loud crack. Healing of one variety or another, but there's only so much one can do against age.
Well, if there's anything you can think of, I feel that a miracle as has happened, we still are in your debt. So, you know how to get in touch. We're often in Bryn Shander. We head through there, and if you stop at the Shrine of Ula there, you can at least, if I'm not around, get a message to me.
Right. Good. I'll be on my way. Well met. And he extends his hand to each of you individually.
Dintari does a little bow that you've seen, again, Fizwick do. And you're now seeing, like, almost all of Fizwick's little mannerisms came from this one dude. this total drow doofus. So, yeah, there we go.
Nice. I like it. When he gets to Fizwick, Nikos, and Clay, like there's definitely a little bit of like peering up under the hoods, like, oh.
Are we inside right now?
Strange. Yeah, you're in like basically a cave entrance.
Okay, so I could. Okay.
Strange group. Yeah. Friends of the Battlehammer clan, but I wouldn't overstay your welcome. Dwarves are a superstitious lot. Hruna says, come now, Corex, please. Just saying.
I appreciate you speak your mind, Oryx.
I do not.
I like this one. This one. There we go. All right. I need to take a dump. And he walks off.
Delightful. Well, if we have what we require, and in addition, a entirely new debt that must be paid. Actually, am I even here?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, good. I remember I was conducting all the stuff from what do I call it? Damn it.
From the Heart of the North.
Heart of the North. That's right. That's what we called it. It was beautiful. Yeah. All right. Well, that was surprisingly easy, but I imagine that there's going to be a greater debt to be paid later on down the track. But I don't think we should waste any time. Our magics that have been keeping Fizwick together will only last for so long.
Well, let's be on our way then. But before we go, I turn to Hruna, and I say, your comrade passed along this information before he passed on. He saw a great white dragon flying to the north, I believe. Does that sound something familiar you've seen before around here?
I had heard rumors, but yes, just murmurings. It's disturbing, but we'll be on our guard. From time to time, there are great beasts about.
I thought I'd better let you know.
I certainly appreciate it. We'll post more sentries. This time, perhaps the buddy system is in order.
Enjoy taking dumps.
Until we meet again, so long.
So long. And she kind of stands by the door and opens it for you. She says, "Thank you again." And there's like a couple guards that kind of stand on this either side of the door as you guys exit. With Dintari, she says, "Oh, that mug. Could we get the mug back?"
Right. This one.
Yes, that one.
Oh.
That's that belongs to us. You got the gems already. And
From Fizwick, he's actually giving things back to people.
and she takes the mug from you and then takes a big swig and drains a little bit of ale that was left, and Says, wouldn't want to waste a drop. Good stuff. And the door closes.
I lean down to Dentari and just whisper, doesn't everyone enjoy taking dumps?
Dumps are a universal trait enjoyed by everyone, animal and man alike.
That's what I thought.
Nothing finer than take. Yeah. Anyways, I was going to, but
He pulled it back. How mature.
back.
All right. So you guys find yourselves still in the Dwarven Valley here. I should pull up a map. Hey, maps are good. Yeah, so the Dwarven Valley you can see is this kind of rift right here. Yeah, you guys are within a few hours of Bryn Shander if you would like to sled back.
Let's do it.
Okay. Your journey passes uneventfully. Snow begins to fall at one point and then dials back, and for the most part it is clear. The everlasting darkness is still around, but little glimmers of moonlight here or there through the clouds. And go ahead. And you make your way back to Bryn Shander. Okay. You guys see the walled city of Bryn Shander in the distance, and approaching it, the guards let you right in, recognizing you. And
Could we go back and do a Dentari as you guys are going, let's say, a quarter mile from the gates? He starts yelling at Grukvar on another sled. Grukvar, what say you a wager? Whoever gets to the gates first, 50 coin. And he holds up silvers.
You're on a different sled. We're on two different sleds.
Sure.
Okay. I'll take that bet.
all right.
These are dog sleds?
Yeah, these are dog sleds. Give me animal handling checks, guys.
Okay.
Mush. And he only 5.
14.
All right. Yeah, Grukvar is the winner.
Yes.
Michael?
Yeah,
Question.
I'm going to cast Fly and outrace them both.
All right. There goes Nikos, just kind of like, I picture him almost like, just like cloak. You can't even see like his body. It's just billows of fabric
this
as he's.
this billowing rocket that just sort of.
He's almost gone like horizontal through the air, just
Little
like
wisps
a
of
dart.
snow. You know
How far do we have to travel?
What is the fly speed of a fly spell? That is the question.
60 foot.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. That'll outdo a sled
I can
dog.
hold it for 10 minutes.
How far do
With
we
a
have
double
to
move of
travel?
120 foot.
You're probably a quarter mile away here.
Okay. What sled am I with?
I don't know. I'll let you decide.
Are you pulling Dentari?
See, people like mini games.
I don't know.
Yeah, you could be on Dentari's sled. Did you want to give him a little help to catch up to Grukvar?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, all right. I actually, how many dogs are there?
There are 4 dogs.
Let's
4
say,
dogs? Can I
yeah,
can I
Dentari's
pick the front 2 dogs up, like under my arms, like sacks of potatoes, and then the other 2 dogs are kind of like still hanging, like they're at an angle but off the ground, and then just start running?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. What do you want to give me an athletics check to see how this goes?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
safely hold a fly spell for about 2.5 miles.
23.
All right. Yeah. Wow.
I think
Um,
Nicholas is already gone.
You give.
I don't
That's
think you
okay.
can see
I
him
only
anymore.
care about beating you.
Okay. All
I
right.
want a piece of that 50
Okay.
silver action.
You give Fizwick the boost he needs to pass Grukvar.
I can travel 40 feet.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cheating.
I love it. All right, so you guys make your way back. Nikos, I imagine, is kind of standing, leaning up against the gates, just kind of
having a smoke.
Oh yeah, no. By this stage, I will have like gone into town. Definitely.
He's already got groceries put away.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, gotten some groceries. Definitely. Yeah, I think the pipe smoke is definitely on the cards. I went out and bought like some pipe smoke and just like just sat down with some guards. Maybe bought them a little as well.
Nice. I love it. All right. So are you guys going to be gathering at the... exchange that silver, first of all.
I extend my... Is Nikos here? We're
Sure.
like up to him. Okay. I extend my hand like I'm going to give the coins to Dentari, and then I toss them to Nikos. Because he's the one who won this race.
There we go.
All right.
Yes. I'm out of this. You can see Dentari just a little bit relieved.
All right.
Nikos gestures his hand at Dentari.
Dentari bows back over at Nikos with a wink, and while doing that, pats the giant elephant on the back. Good try, friend.
Oh no! I got Grokvar's 50 silver.
Oh, that's right.
Nikos sort of clears his throat a little.
I forgot. You won. That's correct. And unties the belt. Magic ruins everything. Here you go.
Nikos at this point is just so greedy and miserly. All he does is throw it in the air a little bit and weigh it, and he's like, "Yeah, that's 100 silver."
Nice. All right. So, do you guys want to make your way to the Temple of Ula and see about Fizwick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You do so. It is getting quite late, and Anasia hears you coming in, and you can see that she had been kind of getting ready for bed, but says, "Oh, good, you're back." Anasia Brighton, this little, I believe gnomish, right? Priestess of Ula, and she says, "So, have you gotten a diamond?"
I have indeed, my lady. And if you'll do me the honor of getting the lanterns prepared and drawing Fizwick out of the closet, we'll move promptly to get him back to his original condition.
Sorry, I'm a child.
No, that low-hanging fruit, that was worth it. That was a good laugh.
That's where he is.
So, so I imagine she motions to Clay.
He is
This-
in the closet.
Big
Sorry.
Luxodon. Yeah.
Sorry.
And they, mostly Clay, gets Fizwick and kind of manages to slide him out. You see Jerem helping as well, kind of getting a rope and helping a little bit, pulling this very heavy small goblin, completely made of ice.
Like something from like a slapstick movie where it takes like 5 minutes to drag him across the floor and it's just going.
Exactly. The candles that were lit for the ritual are now like burning super low, and like Anasia's like, "Come on."
Maybe a fall just hard enough. Everybody's looking at it for a moment.
Yeah. A little tip.
I accidentally knock an ear off.
Oh no. Yeah, let's do with that.
No.
We were
Yeah, I think-
very,
I-
very careful.
You can customize that in the Hero Forge.
There probably is a half ear, a cut ear. All right, so you guys get Fizwick into the center of the sanctuary here in the temple. And Anasia brings out, and Jerem begin to bring out hammers, anvils, a sort of drum instrument that looks like it's made of marble almost. And Anasia puts an anvil right in the center and hands you a hammer, Grukvar, a decorative hammer. Now, you had crafted a symbol of Ula, is that correct? One of these?
Mm-hmm.
And that hangs somewhere like above the forge or something?
At one point, and then I was using it as like a holy symbol. So it's,
Okay.
I had it on my person.
Yeah. So Anasia says, we must hang the holy symbol above the altar, and she asks you for it.
I hand it over.
Mm-hmm. And she places it like on a tapestry, hangs it, puts like on a nail above this tapestry that's hanging down above the altar, and the diamond. Put it on the anvil. At the moment, you'll know the moment. Smash the diamond to create it, to make it into dust, and we shall perform the ritual. I hope this works.
I place the diamond on the anvil and I stand at the ready.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to describe what happens next, or should I do that?
It's up to you if you want to. Yeah, I imagine the ritual involves some like rhythmic drumming on anvils and stones.
Mm-hmm.
Other than
How
that,
many... Sorry.
other than that, it's up to you.
Yeah.
How many what?
I take out like a rolled up piece of cloth and unroll it. It looks like something you'd store like instruments or tools or brushes inside of it. And there's little tiny hammers, and I start tapping them. They're like different lengths, and I tap them and so they have different sort of tonal qualities to them. And it's got this little repetitive tonal pattern that's become sort of like almost like if it was spoken to be a chant, and it has a sort of timbre to it. And then there's a sort of low rumbling from the ground, and frozen Fizwick sort of starts to kind of jitter a little bit on the altar where he's been placed. And then it goes dead quiet, and I pick up the large hammer and I swing it down on the diamond.
Just before Grokvar does that, Nico says, "Don't mess this up."
No pressure.
At that
Yeah,
last
this is a
moment,
very
at the last moment, as Nico says that, it catches my eye, and I sort of get off step, and I am on the wrong footing, and I start to almost fall over from the weight of the hammer throwing me off balance. But it's as if someone has pushed me back upright, and the hammer and the tapestry kind of rustles a little bit, and the hammer comes down and it smashes the diamond, and instantly it just skitters out like dry snow from the center of the impact on the anvil.
And you see the face of Grukvar and pretty much everything in the room start glowing red. And the source of this is the holy symbol hanging from the tapestry. This ruby is just glowing brightly red. And Anasia nods and says, "Yes, now sprinkle the diamond dust and recite your prayer." And you can do that just kind of under your breath if you want to. But yeah, do you do so?
Yeah. I utter a grumbly, low prayer, and then I turn to Clay and I say, "Can you give me a step up?" And I walk towards him as if I want him to kind of boost me up in the air.
Certainly. And I don't know. Do you want me to like bend down and pick you up?
Yeah, put your hands together like you're going to help me
style?
climb a tree.
Okay.
And that gives me the altitude I need, and I can hang right directly over top of frozen Fizwick, and I make a funnel out of my hands, and the diamond dust trickles down. You can kind of see it sparkling in the air and in the lamplight as it falls directly on his head like a little mound. And then the ice block Fizwick starts to sort of glow internally. It starts to become more solid from the inside out until we can see Fizwick, his old self again, but he's covered with what looks like a very, very thin coating of ice. And we can see his eyes start to dart around. And then I'm going to hand that over to Fizwick. What he does next, I don't know.
So yeah, Fizwick's eyes start to dart around. I imagine there's like this moisture starting to form everywhere as the ice is kind of going away. And Fizwick, what happens here? Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, this was
I forgot
done
my
wrong.
cue.
This
No, this is done perfectly. What are you talking about? As Fizwick begins to come back, you guys see, and I gotta share my sound here because I messed this up. Or Grukvar, you hear something, and I'm trying to figure out how to share sound because I don't normally.
So you
do
could
this.
say that little background is Fizwick's been switching planes every 5 seconds. He hasn't gone to one plane. He's just been every 5 seconds is going to a different afterlife.
Oh, really?
For
So
a
he's-
moment.
It looks like he's kind of flickering in and out of existence.
Yeah, he's
from
in
our
Groundhog Day,
perspective?
but it's a 5 second, or was it 10 seconds?
Okay.
Yeah,
I think it
so,
might be a 10-second cycle.
So as Fizwick thaws before your eyes, you
can hear this-
a noise
you can-
in your
yeah.
head, Grukvar, and here it is. If it will play. Oh, dang it! Yeah, I was not. I was afraid of this. I had the wrong. I think
It's so hard to
going through my
play a
speakers.
sound. Here we are in 2021, and it's like, I can't play this, but I can.
Not if it was on Sirenscape.
Whoa, speak. I'm gonna say,
Michael
speak
could-
for yourself.
Yeah.
Been nailing this.
No,
all right.
this is not,
Yeah.
this is not that hard. I just never do share my
I can play.
sound.
I can play it if we needed to.
Speakers. Okay, so I have to get. Okay, I think I got it now. So now, let's see if it works. Not playing. Oh, come on. The audio.
You're
just
gonna.
not
One of you's
working
going to
at all.
vocalize it.
Come on.
Melting.
He's falling through one of the planes. Turn it up.
Don't look so bad. What was that? What was it?
It got kind of started late and you didn't hear it, so it just, yeah. So anyways, Fizwick was, the way I was hoping it was going to get set up is Fizwick currently, the first one you would hear, he was falling through like an airplane, so he was just falling
Yeah.
in that first one. And then, yeah, the second one, the audio, yeah. Anyways, so Fizwick.
Was one of those? Was he
Man,
underwater?
I just worked on that for an hour. I was wishing. Damn it.
Want me to
what?
play it again?
Will,
I don't know. I thought it
No, it's
sounded
okay.
good
It's
to me.
okay. It's I fucked up. I didn't convey
Will,
the
was
underwater.
one
good
of those?
enough.
the
was
day
he-
Will
I could see
quit.
Michael's face right out the gate. He didn't know what the fuck was going. Anyways,
Was he?
I was,
Will,
yeah, I
Will,
don't know. I was just, yeah, like I was kind of like waiting for the context here. I was like, oh, okay, physics falling through through planes.
It would have been more interesting if we had set up that Fizwick. Here we hear Fizwick falling through the air dimension, and you know it's makes more context to the
At any
sound.
point was he underwater?
He was underwater at the end, and in some kind of
Yeah.
water dimension,
The
and then he would
forested
become
realm.
Feywild,
I-
whatever you wanted.
I think I was missing something. Like,
And there
like,
was at the very beginning there was a port in sound, and then at the end it wasn't turned up enough to really hear it. I'll say that.
I heard the little noise.
Yeah, I heard the
Lesson learned,
blah,
lesson
blah, blah,
learned.
blah,
I
blah.
won't. Lesson learned. That's really hard to do something like that.
No.
No, just hand it over
I-
to Michael
like-
next time.
Nate did.
Yeah.
look good.
No,
yeah.
the question I had was like I was confused as to why you were falling through planes. Like it was Fizwick, right, that was doing it, not
I told him he didn't do it. I could even show you text messages.
I don't have text messages. All I
Oh,
have
no,
was
I was
Fizwick
told-
was ice, and then
I told
when we
you-
tried to unice
no,
him, he's falling
no.
through planes.
He told me.
No,
I'm now more concerned that the statue's
No.
gone.
No, I mean we set this. I literally. That's okay.
Grukvar's
Fizwick is so
eyes
happy to be
widen
here.
as he hears those sounds, and he says to the group, he says, "He's returning to us.
Yeah.
I hear him. He's on his way."
Oh. Okay, I'm with you. So he died. his spirit was elsewhere, and now his spirit's coming back to the ice.
Yeah, it's coming
Yeah.
back. It's
Here,
coming back the
here.
long way.
Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it now.
He was porting to like a different place.
Cool. I'm with it. I'm with it.
He's
I
trying
got
to
it.
find the right exit.
No,
You can play
and
it
it's
again
not.
at a higher volume, and it might give more context.
Well, I was gonna say it's. I don't think. I don't think that was any. No, I don't think that was the music's fault or anything like that. I think it was just me not you know, like putting two and two together there.
Well, don't be so hard on yourself. That was well produced.
It was really nice. Like this. Yeah, no, it was really
Harder
well
on
set up.
yourself and do better next time.
I don't want anybody apologizing. I was impressed by the quality.
Yeah.
I
You
think
gotta
a lot
try
of people
stuff.
were-
It was a
Yeah.
cool idea.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, so I'm gonna play it again, and Fizwick, you naturally flow into what we see before us now.
This place don't look so bad. What was that?
Sounds like Dagobah.
What was it?
Oh my god! And he just kind of runs over and runs to Michael and gives him Nikos gives him a big hug.
Thank you. It was really. I'm so glad to be appreciated. I was just walking past for some bread. I don't know who you are, but
he's soaking wet, and then he runs over to Grukvar and gives him a giant hug. Oh my god! I'm so happy to see you, shorty.
I don't know why you were hugging him. If it was up to him, you wouldn't be here at all. And Grukvar shoots Nikos a look.
And he kind of
wait,
wipes
what?
something.
Hey, don't you give me that! You are going to leave him back in Grimskala.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you
And,
think about it, guys, this is really all on me.
Why is that?
I carried him.
Oh, you mean? Well, yeah. That's a good thing, though. It's not on you, like you caused this. to
No,
happen, right? Okay.
Yeah. I have no idea where you got the idea that I wanted Fizwick to stay that way. You were the one who wanted to leave him behind.
This is
Anasia says,
pre-recorded
we
my
should be
thing.
celebrating. Come, y'all. Come,
This is
everyone.
why we pre-recorded that. I was like,
Also,
no,
just
this has to be.
Fizwick, just so this is the first time you've seen me.
I was about to say that, and I had a
Oh.
whole spiel up, and then people just started arguing, or not arguing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, no. Nikos and Grukvar are just arguing at this point. Definitely arguing.
Ah, man, I got the wind knocked out of me twice.
Go ahead. So you hug Nikos, you hug Grukvar.
Yeah, and he was gonna like, I don't know. He was gonna say that you guys were all sniffing diamond dust without him, and then he was gonna look at Clay and be like, not know what was going on there. And the enthusiasm to do that now has been depleted. So I'm just gonna continue on, and you guys are gonna play that out in your minds.
Oh,
Everybody
in lieu of a hug, I say, "Don't
Yeah.
hug me." But then I
What is going on with the big nose guy? Oh
I
my
take
god!
my trunk and I just pat him on the head.
Is that you, Clay? Oh my god!
In a manner of speaking,
I always knew you had an elephant inside you.
I can.
A
Well,
little elephant.
I don't really know what to do with that, but we can
And he
talk.
kind of
later.
just climbs up the snoot and wiggles his way back onto the top. Look what I can ride.
Come on,
I can ride him.
What is? Oh man.
Yeah. And that's what's going on. Fizwick is currently on top of Ryan. Just kind of happy to be here. And you see him twitching a little. He's just not totally here yet.
So was
Dintari
there
steps
any-
out from the shadows. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, was there any background from me last session?
So we
Did I
just kind
explain
of
anything?
No, I don't think so. I didn't want to like speak for you. I imagined this would have come out like on the ride on the back of Angajuk the whale. As you guys only had 3 days to sit there and do nothing, it probably would have come out at that point.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I think this is maybe a fine time for you to explain some of that to Fizwick, certainly, and assuming maybe the others had already heard it on the whale ride.
Okay. Well, for starters, please don't climb on me. And second, you can stop calling me Clay. My name is Dronyaj.
Oh shit, there's another one. I can't do this.
It's a little bit of a long story.
Okay.
You missed out on the long ride where I filled everyone in, but I am Clay, or was, but that's over now. This is who I really am.
I'm just gonna call you Don. And he kind of like pets him on his woolly head and slides down the back. And
I don't have a woolly head.
Dentari walks in the room. Oh god, I gotta do two at once.
Fizwick's getting some RP exercise today. Dentari steps out from the shadows and says, "Ha ha!" And he actually like sneaks up behind you and has like a little dagger to your back, like "Ha ha!"
Dentari, so happy to see you.
And he flips the dagger up in the air and like catches it with the other hand and into the belt.
This guy's the best. He's the coolest. He's got all those hot moves.
Like dagger?
When I saw you frozen, I thought, man, I'm just the sort of thing you'd get yourself into. Well, it's good to see you again.
Fizwick kind of gives them they have a handshake, but you can tell they're both like screwing it up halfway through.
Yeah, just like we do every time.
Oh yeah, you're pretty cold. You gotta warm up a little bit before our next attempt, huh?
You can also see that Fizwick's eyebrows are totally
Yes, that he
white
does
now.
anything to warm himself up.
Well, Dentari says, well, if you feel like catching up, I'll be at the Darksea workshop. You know where to find me. And he kind of gives you all a nod and says, it's good to see you again, but important business calls me, and I must be on my way.
Oh, he's the coolest.
And he kind of, gives each of you, extends a handshake for each of you, says, thank you for your help getting this one back. This one. There we go.
Nikos won't take the handshake, but he will bow.
Okay. Yeah, and Dentari gives the bow that Will mentioned before. Very debonair. And he walks away. I don't know, Fizwick, are you okay with Dentari walking away?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right.
And Nikos hunts him down for brain matter. No.
You're right. He was very cool.
Velin comes to the door of the Darksea, or the Temple of Ula here, and says, I heard quite a commotion. I had a feeling you were back. And she looks at Fizwick and kind of gives a wink. And she says, well, about the lost city of Yithrin. Adventure awaits. What say you? Should we leave on the morrow? Or do you have other business to attend to?
I'm ready if Fizwick is.
Yeah, you look at him and one eye is like half open and another one's like super wide open. He's,
I'm good to go.
Have you lost part of your ear like
no, he's just seen some shit. He was shifting for how many days? Every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
He's seen some not Doctor Strange level shit, but he's
5
been
days. 4 days.
4 days of every 5
Oh,
seconds.
more than that.
every plane in existence? That's
Or
what
you
I
could take all
suspect.
the 5e planes, I guess.
Yeah.
Good ones, bad ones.
Yeah,
He's
the
forgotten
Frost Maiden
shit.
had some fun with that one.
This is his reward.
Yeah.
That is it. He didn't get any special achievement for.
Let me think about that one. Yeah, I will plant that seed and
Turn into
think about it.
Nightcrawler all of a sudden.
Yeah. Teleportability. That's a great idea.
So, Yeah, would you guys like to get a night of rest here at the temple, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I prefer that.
Probably.
Excellent. So, you prepare yourselves for an evening of rest, and well needed. You guys are exhausted, Fizwick especially, and you find yourselves waking in the morning to the sound of Jerem's hammer. Go ahead.
Can I before we go to bed, can I go talk to Nikos?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I approach and I just say, let's see, how do I want to start this? Yeah, so given the way things are right now with me, I find myself at a bit of an end, not a crossroads necessarily, because I only have one way forward. I'm me now again, but I feel as though maybe I owe you a bit of an apology or an explanation. I found myself needing to be by myself for the last, what is it now, 7 years or so. And well, I don't think I need to anymore. Or at least I've been shown that I don't need to, which is why I look like this, or which is why I look like me. Anyway, so this is me. But we haven't always gotten along. But I have been paying attention, and I do know that you have things that you seek, and well, I do appreciate the things that you've done for this party and for me, and I thought maybe you could use this. And I pull out the blade that I have, that I've been using that I've been feeding blood, and I hand it to him hilt first, as any good Boy Scout has learned to do, and I tell him, this won't do anything for me anymore. It was my captain's, and I took it from him. Well, that's not true. I took it after I killed him. But it will give you what you need the most. It knows it would seem better than anything, as long as you keep it fed.
Spit it out, man.
As long as you keep it, you're not there.
Oh, I'm not?
No. As long as you keep it fed, it will give you what you need the most. And I just kind of like half bow and I hand it to him, and I say, well, anyway,
Nikos will speak up at this point. So the whole time while Clay is speaking, Nikos, who has been writing in his journal, and midway has kind of put his quill down and folded his book to really pay attention. His gaze, as always, is just kind of as Nikos looks at people, listening to everything that Clay has to say as he hands him this knife, and he says, "A dirty murder weapon. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
How thoughtful."
No,
I'm gonna use Mage Hand to lift it, and Nikos will then stand. He's probably only like mid chest height on Clay in his. Oh, sorry, on. Sorry, I don't know the full name. It's.
Yeah,
Dronyage.
Can you put that in the chat?
Yep.
Yeah. We need it somewhere. Yeah, Dronyage. That doesn't help in the slightest.
Oh my gosh.
Dronyage, like with a Y.
Yep.
No, that's Dron Josie.
Breaks
It's a long J.
This is why I call you
long
Klein.
like
He
yogging.
doesn't see that. It says
Like yogging.
Drawn it is.
I'm totally calling
It's
you
Dawn, man.
Yeah. So now, Drawn. While I appreciate what you have to say, you need to understand one thing and one thing very clearly. Your elephantile form doesn't change who you are. To me, you have been the same person from the moment we met, where you pulled me out of the frigid ice waters near Bremen, and we have traveled long enough together. I hope that whatever you are seeking, you have found it and have no need for such baubles, he says, looking at the dagger. But I want you to understand something. It doesn't matter what you need. All that matters is the strength for you to take it. And if you needed this for the strength to be what you are, then of course there's no judgment on my part. But do not for a second believe that you and I will suddenly become buddy-buddy because you grew a trunk.
Yes.
Trust me when I say this. I appreciated you as you were, and I will appreciate you as you are now. And Nikos will... because again, Nikos has never been very warm towards Clay, and as he walks over to Drawn, there's kind of like a moment where he's trying intentionally to be cold, not because he's trying to be mean, but just because he's letting him know that it's Nikos has accepted him. The change, the transition in both physical form and personality has 100% been accepted by Nikos. That being said, Nikos is not the kind of person who talks at great length to express feelings.
I think, and I'll say back, I think you don't understand. This is not a crutch. This is, well, it does not help you get what you need. It gives you what you need.
What I want cannot be given. I do not want someone to give me my vengeance. It is something that I will take for myself.
That's as may be. Your choices are your own. This does not give you what you want. This gives you what you need.
Yes, but I will accept this gift, if for nothing else, to make sure Fizwick doesn't get it.
Also, it is not a murder weapon, as you say.
Did you murder someone with it?
No, you just called it a murder weapon or a murder something.
You just told me that you killed your captain with it.
No, I killed my captain. I would have explained all this. So it was my captain. Me killing my captain was a complete accident. I did not kill. It was not something I wanted to do. It was an accident. I actually impaled him on my tusks in a rage, rushing through a door. He was behind it in a battle on our ship. And that's what led me to leave eventually. But I took the knife as a reminder of him, but also because he had told me that that if I attune to it and give it blood every now and again, it will give me everything that I seek and that I need. Right.
Okay, yep. I'll rescind the the murder weapon crack then. That was really funny though. It's like, oh good, thank you for the murder weapon. No.
Michael, when you had Nikos pick it up with the mage hand, what did he do with it? Did he toss it or did he put it somewhere?
Oh, he'll put it in his bag. Like he'll float it into his bag and.
But he didn't want his fingerprints on it.
No. Nikos knows a cursed item when he sees one, flat out, and that's it. Like, I'm not touching it because a blood drinking dagger, straight up just sounds like a bad idea. Especially one that gives you promises of what you want. Sounds like, if I had to guess, diabolism of some kind, or kind of pacts with evil entities, etc., etc., etc. Many of which, of course, as a Red Wizard of Thay, my character would be like, yeah, this is probably not as what's the word?
Harmless?
This is probably not as Yeah, yeah.
There's going to be some.
Out of character.
Everything
I
has a
sent-
price.
I sent all this to Nate a couple weeks ago, and I'm assuming you okayed it all, Nate.
Yeah.
So out of character, what the knife actually does is, as long as you attune to it and give it what it wants, which is blood, it doesn't matter where it comes from. It can come from a dead person, it can come from yourself, it can come from an animal. It will benevolently give you what you need by way of modifying something or some things on your character sheet as you see fit. So like for me, it turned me into a changeling, which allowed me to change my race to hide and to run away and to fit in this area, which, like I said, benevolently sort of led me to be able to join this group and realize that I needed to accept the fact that it was okay to be around people and it was okay to be a part of a group and a team and stuff like that. Which, as soon as that happened, I changed back into my normal self, and my character sheet went back to what I actually really am. So as long as you attune to it, you can modify your character sheet as you see fit to attain what you think, not necessarily what your character wants, but like ultimately what it would need, even to the point of like not something that you would even realize.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
the player can kind of decide, but
yeah. I think as a player that sounds really cool. I love the idea of the homebrew dagger. As a character, I think Nikos would definitely. I mean, of course, like we say the word benevolent, but it wants blood, and that's whether or not it comes from a body, a person, a corpse, whatever. It's still something that is that it requires a sacrifice of some kind, in order to grant wishes. Because the sacrifice
Sounds like
is
your trophy weapon, though. That's why he wanted to give it to you.
Oh yeah. I mean, look. He's happy to keep it as part of the.
Well, and also I think for
it's like closure. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I think for me it's more like I recognize in you maybe a little bit more darkness and hurt and anguish than the other characters, that you're seeking something that you're sort of desperate for, and I wanted to pass this on to somebody who could actually use it rather than
in which case I'd probably also point out that you would know Nikos is a red wizard, and the general consensus is, evil dark jerks are kind of like the staple of Thay. And it's just his natural state of being. The whole Illithid thing is kind of like the betrayal. Like his current transformation is an act of betrayal from other wizards who were, as far as Nikos was concerned, inferior to him. And his thing, he's not ashamed of who he is, nor has he even considered or thought about trying to transform back into being a human. What he wants more than anything else is for the people who did it to him to pay, in whatever form that happens to be. And I think that obviously, as like we haven't really like there's tons of downtime throughout adventures and some stuff like that. So some of this stuff, I imagine, will have been explained and sort of carried on throughout. Nikos is a very personal touch. Like, when he deals with the people in, like, say, the towns where he's trying to build wealth and reputation, Nikos is very personal. He doesn't send other people to go speak for him. He doesn't go. His appearance is like he conceals his appearance less about I'm ashamed of what I look like, and more about I don't want people to know that I'm gonna eat your brain, or I can eat your brain. I want people to be able to trust me, and it's a method, it's a tool to do that. And I think that would be one of the big things about, like, especially that 3-day ride with Ungajuk, that would have come up, is that for Nikos, appearance is not anything. Reputation, your actions, they are what speak to your character. And that's what he means when he tells Clay, at least in this bit here, that he accepts you, because ultimately you are still the same person. Whether you are Dronjo or if you are Clay, you are still the person that he has gotten to know over the last several months. The gift to help him is more of a sign of that connection. But Nikos will more take it less as this will be a tool that will come in useful for me, and more of Dron is attempting to let go of the past and let go of this memento of the captain, to move on, to do something else with their life and not be dragged into what Nikos views as the curse of this dagger, where, you have to give blood to get what you need instead of taking what you need, as Nikos says. So, player-wise, super appreciate it, and there may come a time where its usefulness will become more apparent, but I would hazard to say that would be Nikos's initial reaction. Taking this dagger, he would be safeguarding it and keeping it. Definitely not selling it, and definitely not giving it to people who stab things.
Oh yeah, so I would say about the curse.
Well, Fizwick stabs things, but he doesn't kill things. He's not out there trapping people. That's why he wanted to gift that to you. That was the other part of that coin too.
Well, I
He-
think
Maybe he
here's
didn't want
the
you
thing.
to get cursed
So,
by
like-
this blade he thinks is cursed.
Yeah,
Well, so
I think personally, like,
I thought you were a murderer.
it makes sense that Nikos would be very skeptical of this.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so I think, I think
So
we need to
just so
move
you-
on.
Right.
I'll send Michael the details about what the dagger does, and I think we need to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys pass a night.
Oh wait, I want to do something.
Go ahead. What are you doing during the night?
I have a special knife too. No, just kidding.
Nice.
I
Put him in a bowl, shake him up, and see who gets what.
I take Fizwick aside and I say, I don't know if you need this, but if you're still thawing out, I've got something for you. And I draw out of my bag something else I picked up from the taxidermist last time we were in town. It's what used to be the hide from the Yeti tyke, and it is now basically like it looks like a suit of pajamas for kids with like the footies, but it's the Yeti tyke hide that now because of Fizwick's size, he can wear it, and it'd be really insulative, but it looks like children's pajamas basically.
I accept this kind gift with love and happiness.
And he kind of puts it on, and he just looks like an Ewok. Would it be? Or
Well,
a
you
white
look
Ewok.
like, but it's
Yeah.
a white Ewok. I don't know if it would the DM's choice would be here, but I mean, this would I'm sure boost your stealth. That's already sky high, but if you were in the snow in this thing, you would be utterly invisible.
cool.
Yeah.
Probably not inside, but
yeah, we can
outside
work on
maybe.
something like that. Stealth of +2 when you're wearing it, or I don't know. You're already at like a +9, so let's just who cares? Add a couple more.
I don't have to roll at all anymore on stealth checks. If it's
Yeah.
in the snow.
It could be a disadvantage too if we're in town, because people might try to attack you if they think you're a rogue, Yeti type. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Love it.
Awesome. Okay. Anything else people are doing during the night?
Fizwick's first suit. We can turn Fizwick into a hero of the night, going from in rooftop to rooftop in his owlman suit.
I feed Grukvar,
Okay.
specifically after midnight.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening here.
I'm undergoing some changes. I have a very different mood and way of dealing with people.
He becomes a regular dwarf.
Hey, have you
I'm
gotten
much more
wet
much more
before?
pleasant now.
Have you gotten wet before? Have little baby Gruk bars popped off of your body in any way?
Yeah,
shape,
they bead off of me, pop out of my beard. They come crawling out of my beard.
All right. You guys, I'm going to let you think about between sessions a little bit if you would have done any other like shopping, quote unquote. I had mentioned that you guys do have a fair amount of loot. And if you wanted to like purchase anything, you can tell me now, or you can just think about that between sessions and say, hey, I'd like this. If it's going to be magic items, we'll make a roll depending on the rarity of that magic item to see if you can find it. All right, but you could, there could be the possibility of even buying some magic items. So just be thinking about that. Grukvar, do you have or Alex, do you have the total amount of gold? Did we divvy it up? I don't remember.
Yeah, we did, and I can do that during our break or something.
Okay.
But it's something. I think it might be more than like 1,000 gold pieces per person.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, something to think about. Magic items do get quite pricey. Like I think uncommon magic items are 1d6 times 100 gold pieces. Rare magic items are 2d10 times 1,000 gold pieces. So yeah, they can get pretty pricey, but certainly there would, I think, be the possibility of some uncommon magic items if you guys wanted to try.
And Bryn Shander's kind of the best place to pick those up.
Yeah, and even if we leave Bryn Shander, I'll just say, yeah, you guys did some shopping while you were here. So don't feel like the pressure of needing to decide that this session, in other words.
Got it.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else in Bryn Shander other than some possible shopping?
Not for me.
Good. So Velin shows up the next morning. She has Nikos. She has her kobolds and sled dogs.
I was gonna say, how big are the owlbear kids at the moment?
The owlbear cubs, I would say. What did we say last time? The size of a large dog.
It hasn't been.
Probably heavier.
Could I commission a sled for them, like so they can start pulling our what is effectively our dog sled at their size?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you guys could probably use some owlbear. How does the rest of the group feel about that?
I approve of that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll still have. I think what we'll do is we'll have the 2 owlbears on a sled that'll carry our supplies and stuff. Nikos will still have Peppermint and ride around with the Axebeak and stuff like that. But if one of you guys want to ride the owlbear wagon, I mean, I know I've kind of been caretaking the owlbears and stuff like that, but I also know that.
Yeah,
Fizwick
that you originally didn't want to tame.
I didn't. I
ran
wanted
off
to
with
kidnap
them
and
into
sell them,
battle.
but then no one wanted to pay for them, so we ended up.
one of them.
I feel like at this
Now
point we should
Fizwick's
just start
wearing one
collecting
like a
animals.
cloak.
We should just start collecting animals to pull one giant sled. So it's just like a whole zoo in front of a sled.
I had a patron.
Axebeaks and dogs and.
I had a patron send me a message about his daughter, just having a whole zoo along with her on their D&D adventures. It's like, I can see that.
No. Nikos is not attached. Well, I guess he is a little attached to them.
I can see Nikos doing that.
Don't forget, I just want to say this.
I've had enough of you. You got to leave. And
I just got to say this.
Coming back
Hold on a second. That took me a lot of animal handling checks. So if people are just gonna think that they're gonna round these things up without my +9 animal handling. So I'm the animal guy here, yo.
Oh yeah,
I assumed that, Will. I assumed you'd take over that task.
But no, I didn't want to overstep. It kind of got.
Fizwick will be riding the sled with the owlbears.
It does
that
take
was
animal
ultimately
handling checks to do this kind of stuff. I'm just saying, you gotta.
All right, so Velin shows up with her sleds, and she helps. She is an expert with sleds and dogs, and she helps kind of fit one of the sleds with the 2 owlbears as well. The kobolds are getting a little skittish around the owlbears. You see the owlbear cubs just kind of lunging at them here and there, and Velin having to say, "All right, yes, keep your distance," to her kobolds, her minions, and the other townsfolk are walking by, just absolutely getting lots of stares here out in front of the Temple of Ula. And you can see Anasia Brighton is a little uncomfortable with that, saying, "All right, I think you've got everything now, don't you?" Do you have everything?
I'll buy an Axebeak for myself.
I think you guys have 3 Axebeaks.
Do we? So we're all Axebeaked up?
Yeah.
Well, not all,
three
but you have
Axebeaks, 2
I don't-
owlbears.
I don't have one.
Yeah.
But
Well, if we have 3, then there's Peppermint, Nikos's Axebeak, one that I can use, one that Don John can use, and If Fizwick is going to be operating the owlbear sled, then he's taken care of.
How
So I think
strong
we're
are
good.
axe beaks?
He would be the same size as the Axebeak, so I don't know if he'd be able to be
Yeah.
able to ride the Axebeak.
I weigh upwards of 400 pounds, so
Yeah, it would probably be the sort of situation where like Clay needs or Dronjon needs his own sled. Dronjaj.
Dranyas.
Dronyaj.
Dranyas.
Okay.
yes.
Dronyaj.
Dron needs his own sled.
At some point. So I was going to ask, what other animals are there that I could purchase?
I mean, I don't know if there are any animals that would be. I mean, there's horses, there's axebeaks.
Warhorse, maybe, or what's those big ones? The Palomino, not the
Yeah.
huge muscular ones.
Clydesdale.
He's a bigger horse.
Yeah.
But those are rare, so you might not.
And we're in
Real
snow.
big horse. Cost of horse in D&D.
Like those things get huge. So I
How
imagine
much
people-
weight?
Yeah, I mean, you could probably
Axebeak.
buy a war horse is 400 gold pieces.
There are also giant elks in the area.
There you go. That's cool too.
Ooh, That's kind of a cool idea.
It is.
The Axebeak can comfortably carry 420 pounds.
Comfortably?
Yeah.
There
Yeah,
you
no,
go.
but it's a size matter. Like you can't ride a creature the same size or smaller than you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still considered medium,
Fair.
or like whatever a human.
Oh,
Medium?
you're still considered medium?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, the Axebeak can totally carry you if you're a medium.
Just
creature.
barely, like by like a hair,
Yeah, yeah.
but I am.
Put your gear on the sled.
Yep. The gear has to go on the sled. No gear on the axebeak.
All right, so I am a naked elephant riding an axe beak through the snow.
It's not what I
Looks
meant
like
by
an-
your gear.
Looks like an adult on an ostrich. Just his legs
Exactly.
dangling down halfway to about a foot off the ground.
I can actually help it walk.
I can't believe an axebeak can carry 420 pounds. Wow.
This is according to RPG Stack
Yeah.
Exchange. I mean, I don't know if
I
that's
believe it.
legitimate.
Okay. So you guys set off. You are quite the sight for sore eyes here. We have become just the most typical D&D party of just like crazy sight. Okay. Anyway, I won't go into more detail on that. You guys are heading out of Bryn Shander. The moon overhead is beginning to fade behind the horizon, and the stars are shining overhead still, twinkling as you depart along the trail the east way toward the Reghed Glacier. You will be passing East Haven if you would like to stop, or you could take the northern realm or the northern route of Caer Konig. But a journey to East Haven would probably put you about a day's journey, and a good place to stop for the night. Is that what you guys would like to do, or what do you think?
Sure.
Okay. You guys head uneventfully. The travel passes toward East Haven. The animals are quite tired, especially Clay's Axebeak. And you guys make your way into East Haven. The Darksea Workshop is a possible stop, unless others are desired. The Darksea Workshop is free.
I think whatever
Sure.
quickly. Yeah.
Okay. You guys make a stop at the Darksea Workshop, and that is where we will take a break.
All right.
I want to thank Hero Forge for sponsoring once again, and we will be back in about 5-10 minutes here. Just a quick break, and then we'll resume our path toward the Reghed Glacier to the lost city of Ythrin.
You could make a.
Hello.
There we go. My mic was muted. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We were just discussing magic item purchases and thought, you know what? Let's just go live for this. So, anyway, Michael, you were talking about what item? And
The Cube of Force.
Cube of Force. Yeah, let's see here.
Yeah, so that's one thing I'd love to get my hands on.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm not seeing a price tag other than just rare.
Yeah, so on Fantasy Grounds, it's got the cost as 501 to 5,000, which I don't know where that's pulling it from, but the one that I'm looking at is from the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's have you roll a d20, and the what's midway between 5,000 and is it 5,000 and 500?
That'd be 4,500. That'd be 2,250.
Okay, so that would be a 10, and then we can go incrementally down from there. So you want to roll low.
Okay, so you want me to roll a d20, and then I want to roll low. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. That is a 2!
Wow.
And I
we're
can
gonna
screen grab
say like 1,000 gold pieces then.
Nice. Yes, I will 100% take that, and I'm not gonna push my luck. I was gonna try to push my luck and be like, oh, what if I like use my bartering and like try?
Yeah,
to
I was gonna.
talk the
That's
price
got to
up?
be Nico's using that charisma to pull those kind of.
Yeah, I feel like
prices.
I feel like for that price on that, I definitely already I've definitely already applied that whole thing.
You've been planting seeds with this particular person, this whoever you're interacting with. Like every trip you take to Bryn Shander, you've been just checking in and making sure that their, grandma is doing well and etc.
All right. Anyone else want a thing, or you can just take me up on that offer later.
Can Fizwick get his little tiny mechanical owl going finally?
Yeah, absolutely.
We haven't arrived. Oh wait, we haven't arrived there yet, have we? Or
well, at the Dark Sea Workshop, you could definitely get some gems from Elias that would fit that. And yeah.
Want some eyes for my owl? Just
So
one
Fizwick's
more.
gonna have an owl and a hawk.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure. Well, I can change the form of the familiar to other ones.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to think of some fun ways of having those two work together as their own team every now and then.
Yeah. That'd
Maybe
be
a
fun.
weasel and an owl that can do the weasel attack from above.
Little attack from above. I wonder if that's in the D&D manual.
Very devastating once they get in your clothes. Hard to get to. You just start cutting.
Just run
things
all
start
over the
falling
place.
off. Yeah, Beastmaster has a lot of good. Like if you want to learn how to use a familiar, man, there's like 4 Beastmaster movies.
Okay. Well, are we good with getting going at the Dark Sea Workshop?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll remind everybody, sponsored by Hero Forge. Check it out, heroforge.com. And before we get going, I'll also give a quick plug to Dead Aussie Gamer. Check the links in the description for Michael's channels on Twitch and YouTube. Streams lots of games. And the Dark Sea Workshop is an actual thing in real life, too. It's Will's Etsy shop, and he makes amazing dice. If you stick around till the end of the game, I will show some pictures of some of the more recent sets, which are just eye-poppingly gorgeous. So check out the link in the description for that. You pull up to the Dark Sea Workshop, and construction is underway. The repairs from the destruction that much of East Haven had experienced in the attack of the Chardalyn dragon are making good progress. You see you hear the sound of hammers banging and saws cutting wood throughout the town as you enter. It's bustling. It seems that more of the population has returned. since you last left it, when refugees were fleeing. The Darksea Workshop itself, you notice a sort of a wooden contraption, crane-looking thing that a young wizard is manipulating magically, someone you haven't seen before, to position a stained glass window in place on the exterior, from the exterior of the building, and you can hear Elias from inside. Yes, a little to the left. Good. Closer now. Closer. And you dropped it too low. And he kind of runs out and he sees you all. Oh my. Hello. Oh, my friends. It's so good to see you again.
Hey, Elias.
Oh.
We just need to get some shut-eye and see if we can maybe, do some couch surfing at the shop tonight.
Oh, of course. We have beds. You know this. Come on. And he takes one look at Dranyaj and, oh my. Is that... I recognize those breeches, but, clay?
Yeah, it's clay, for lack of a longer explanation.
Oh my. Well, I suppose we'll have some catching up to do over a bit of food. Come, have a drink. And he welcomes you inside the Darksea Workshop. You notice a little, some new contraptions, a little orb with these spinning lights going around it. Just kind of floating there above the desk. And Elias, he motions, and it kind of just goes right onto the shelf with just one wave of his hand, one mage hand. And you notice there are also some little moths flying about. They're actually not so little. They're about the size of your hand, these large moths. And he quickly kind of gathers up this little pile of dust, and he holds it up and says, I've been harvesting this from the moths. And he picks one up and gives a little puff, and this kind of glowing dust puffs up. And he says, it makes the gems even more magnificent. And it's perfect. Oh my gosh, we got an elephant sneeze.
Yeah, love it.
And this loud, and glow dust, and he says, Elias,
Sparkling everything in the air, just the air is lit up. It's literally glowing, shimmering in colors.
Elias's beard is just like iridescent, it's like shaking his beard. Got the glitter beard thing going on. So he kind of says, oh, actually, I've been, I suppose you could say, breeding these, and they might come in handy for you if you're headed out. Here, and he gives one of these moths to each of you in a jar, and he says, what they'll do is if you blow, they'll fly straight ahead until they hit any barrier and provide a light. Quite nice. Can come in handy in some of the darker places here in Icewind Dale. Well, it's all quite dark, I suppose. And he takes you back for a quick bit of food and drink, and shows you to your beds. Anything else? I imagine that over food and drink, you guys get caught up on a lot of the goings on. Is there anything in particular you guys wanted to ask or tell?
I think because of our previous conversation, I probably would fill him in now on everything. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming he would probably ask, so I would just tell.
Yep, absolutely.
Whatever. I'm not hiding it anymore.
Yep, and he's overjoyed to finally know what was going on, because he was worried about you. Quite concerned back in the day. Anything else?
From a technical point of view, how much space and for how long would one of those magical moths illuminate an area?
It would just fly basically straight ahead until it hits any obstacle.
Okay.
And it provides probably a good, if it's really, really dark, and you haven't used it, it would probably provide, a good 15, 20 feet of light.
Okay.
So does it runs out then?
Yeah, I guess they're generally going to be a little bit hard to catch if they get too far away. But if you're just using them in confined spaces, then
But
it's not a one-time thing. It's like if it flies back, we can use it again later.
yeah, it probably wouldn't fly back, but
Okay.
With the same amount of illumination? Like it doesn't have batteries that run out after a while, or
Kind of like
within reason.
it's kind of
Go
like
ahead.
a bear running out of a cave where it just runs in a straight line, and then I could imagine like you've got a good 100 or however long it was that it's just going forward until
This
it
is something Will knows about intimately.
flies away.
These are this is where the magic comes from for the Darksea Workshop dice.
Yeah. Maybe it's like escaping out of the jar, I could imagine, maybe.
moth sparkles. Wow, that's harder to say than I thought it would be. Moth sparkles.
All right.
Fizwick is getting pissed drunk on strawberry wine, and you can hear him murmuring next to the fireplace. 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Snow hot over 5 seconds.
I pull up next to him and order some Tennessee whiskey just to complete the
Giant elephant sitting next to me. Sitting next to me.
And he kind of just gives the Don the cheers of strawberry wine and whatever he's got. Fizwick is almost stained red.
All right.
supposed to put it in your mouth, not all over your face.
So you guys head off to sleep, and you sleep quite well in the Darksea Workshop this night. You definitely notice a few more goings on. You see Dentari at one point the next morning. He kind of tips his head, but keeps moving and seems to be busy about town. Yeah, you guys, do you wish to continue your journey all the way to the Reghed Glacier now, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, very good. On the way to the Reghed Glacier, as you guys take off, say goodbye to Elias and ride your sleds and axe beaks out of town, you begin a conversation with Valin, and she says, I had the time to do some research in Bryn Shander, and I've discovered the likely location of the entrance is a waterfall on the glacier. We should look for a strip of color of different ice, and I have an approximate location. I fear that my fellow Arcane Brotherhood members have been discovering the location as well. And although you could say we're on the same side, members of the Arcane Brotherhood are never truly on the same side, if you catch my drift. The Red Wizards particularly are concerning to me. No offense, she says to Nikos.
None taken.
Where on the map?
Yeah, so let me get the other map going here.
Wait, do I have an owl now too? Or did that
Oh, yes,
play
you
out?
got the gems for the owl. So, yeah, the owl, basically, you can choose to... Oh, man, I'm going to have to... I wrote down the stats somewhere, and it was, like, way back. So I'm going to have to look them up. But it's something like... It's got limited uses, but, you know, it can animate and be used for, like, 30 minutes a day or something like that. I can't remember. Other than that, it remains stone, I believe it is.
Cool.
So it's like a figurine
so
of
it's
Wonder
not
Power.
a familiar that you made into an owl. It's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a little statuette that can animate. All right. So the map now shows the wider area, and you can see the approximate location. Oh, that's actually a previous one. We'll make it right there. It doesn't really matter. It's somewhere on the glacier. And yeah, that's the way you guys are headed. As the journey passes, you guys take a rest. Would anyone like to a long rest along the way? It's too long to make it there without resting. Would anyone like to take the first watch of the night?
Fizwick's
I
feeling-
would.
Oh, go. Yeah. Okay. Here you
Sorry,
go.
I would, because I would like to test out my new toy.
Okay, absolutely. So we'll do.
So
Nico's take the
Nico's
first watch.
Yeah, so around dinner time, Nico seems to be fiddling around and playing within his hand what looks to be a glass cube with an intricate design on each of the 6 faces of the cube. As he looks kind of at the area around him, he begins to hold it in a particular way, facing what looks to be a particular rune, as around in a 15-foot radius, a cube of kind of like almost incorporeal energy just sort of appears surrounding the group. I'm going to have it so that living matter can't pass through the area within that range. And I'm going to see if it works.
Yeah, and that's a 15 feet on each side, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so you managed to cast it like around the area where the group is sleeping. It's a little bit tight.
This is just a test. So basically, I'll use it to kind of mark out a range and tell everyone like, hey, if we can sleep inside here, that'd be great. Because the barrier will only last for a minute per charge. So I'm gonna watch, but then if something draws my attention, my action is to immediately activate it, as it were.
Yeah. You find that it works as intended. You don't have to roll for that or anything, do you?
Nope. But it does spend living matter can't pass through. It spends 3 of my charges to do that one.
Okay.
So it basically
test it
costs
out,
me a different.
Do you make one of us stay outside that region and then like try and run our way back into it?
Yeah, you can technically you can leave the cube at your leisure and then
Full
enter
speed.
it.
I mean, if
Like a
it's-
reverse mime thing. Like you're bonking on the outside of the box. You're not trapped on the inside.
Yeah,
Exactly, but like you said, it's supposed to keep out living matter, right? That's the
That's
Yeah,
one of the
idea.
effects it can have. Yeah, it's got a lot of different options for effects.
Cool.
Yeah. And obviously, even with a 15-foot radius, it's not going to be enough to fit the sleds and stuff like that in as well. So, it's more of an emergency thing. But I want to, like with all good emergency equipment, you want to make sure the stuff works. So I'll ask Fizwick. Fizwick, could you mind if you could you grab me something from just over there?
Fizwick, he walks over. This?
Yeah. Bring it over here.
And so he kind of.
I'll have him walk out at the thing that he's poked at, and then as he tries to walk in, there'll be like a wall of force in
When
the
he
way.
walks in, Fizwick, maybe we could say maybe he's always kind of maybe jogs everywhere a little bit. There's never really a walk because he's just used to keeping up with other people. So he jogs back in towards the camp and then
And immediately there'd just be this boonk as you'd headbutt this solid wall.
Yeah.
Is it happening again? 5 seconds. 5 seconds.
I'm glad to have activated your PTSD. Could you throw that over here, please?
You're
Just
breaking
throw it.
the rogue or breaking the goblin.
and he just kind of throws it and it kind of goes a little bit too far to the right.
But the important thing is it'll go through. So it's just like a rock or something that will just fly through. And it's like, okay, good. I'll then switch sides, and then the barrier will come down.
All right. Cool.
Hey Fizwick, could you go over there and grab me that thing?
This thing?
Valin says,
I didn't think
"My,
he'd actually do it.
That is a very handy tool, yes. Now,
He does
I
that
can't
every
help-
time.
I can't help but notice. I can't help
Dog
but
never
notice that in the beginning it felt as though I was helping you, protecting you. Well, I have to admit, it now feels like you all will be protecting me. And I thank you for that.
Nikos is still marveling at his device as he looks and he says, as far as I'm concerned, you were some strange old lady who happened to be outside of the Sunblighter fortress and provided the reasonable transportation in pursuit of the giant dragon. So, I'm grateful that you are here, but rest assured that at no point in time have I ever felt you have protected us.
Well, fair enough. You better be careful or my kobolds will sneak up on you. She just smiles.
I look out. I smile back, kind of giving like a side eye, like this is the kind of banter that you would have in Thay between people, like just like little thinly veiled threat. So,
Absolutely.
Does she mean it? She's willing to sick her kobolds on him and eat his face in the middle of the night while he's
No.
sleeping.
No,
Oh, they're just busting
you get the
each other's
impression
chops.
she's joking.
They in style.
yeah, it's a half joke, which means there's technically a half truth. It's I could do this.
It's exactly the sort of joking two wizards would do.
Yeah.
Two wizards who are not always the most pure motive. Anyway, the next watch goes to Fizwick. Oh, I'm sorry, Michael. As the rest of the group goes off to sleep, you take the first watch. Is that cool?
Yep.
Would you make a perception check for me?
My pleasure. Let me just get some music going. All right. Perception check of 5.
All right.
I'm looking at your box.
The
I'm too busy looking at the box that I forget that I need to look out in the field and be like, that's why I'm activating it.
Like Ernest with a flame.
The first watch passes uneventfully, and you awaken Fizwick, who had volunteered for the second watch.
Oh, it's time for still. Okay.
And he kind of
go on.
just kind of sits up and starts staring blankly off into the snow.
Yeah, it seems pretty quiet for the time being, but stay vigil. I go to sleep.
Sometimes blue turns to green and tastes like walruses.
You know what? I might stay up for a bit. Nikos will at the risk of exhaustion stay up with Fizwick, and we'll just Nikos is not again a very warm individual, but he's gonna just listen to Fizwick and ask him about his journey.
Yeah. Sorry, I just dropped my DM screen.
Oh no, we can see everything that's behind it.
Oh no!
Okay.
How do you fold these things again?
How
They
can I
never
run
fit
D&D
back in the
without
box.
this? You'll see my notes.
What is this? D&D for ants? No.
No, I really
actually
find this thing handy for the references.
Yeah. I'll also use the alchemy jug to pour out some beer for the two of us. I won't drink any, but I'll give mine to Fizwick if he's done with one glass. I'll give him another.
Okay.
Fizwick is very much enjoying it.
There's 4 gallons of it in this jar.
Here.
All right. So, Fizwick, go ahead and make a perception check, and Nikos, you can make one too.
22.
15.
All right. The second watch passes uneventfully, and Valin begins stirring and is beginning to kind of pack things up a little bit. Says we should get going. Cold is getting into my old bones here. And you hear a crack as she begins to
Her
move.
arm snaps off. Oh God, it is too cold.
You were really cold, weren't you?
All right. Nikos will ask if Fizwick doesn't mind. I'll actually try to get a bit of extra shut eye on the owlbear sled and have Peppermint just kind of following behind for the time being.
Cool with
What?
Fizwick?
Yeah, wait, what?
He wants to take a nap on your sled while
Oh.
you're going.
Oh, yes, sleep on the sled. I will watch and see if the sky turns pink.
On second thought, maybe I'll stay at window.
Who can go crazy the fastest?
Lots of sleeplessness when it comes
There's
to
always
food.
money in the banana stand.
12 days.
I hope this Fizwick stuff sticks around. I'm writing these down. These are good. All right. So you guys head out, and Nikos, you do manage to get a bit of bumpy rest, but a bit of rest on the sleds as they plod on toward the Reghed Glacier. As you approach the glacier, you see it up ahead, just this large kind of wall of ice. And Valin says, "This is the spot." And you dismount your sleds and notice an immense glistening wall of blue ice stands before you. It seems impenetrable, but then you notice that a light-colored stripe nearly bisects the wall at one point. This must be the frozen waterfall Valin spoke of. Valin says, "Yes, here it is. I saw the signs of a camp back there. We'll want to be careful. It seems that this is not an entirely isolated location, and others may be aware of this spot in particular."
So the idea isn't that the waterfall itself is the entrance. It's that the entrance is near the waterfall, or it is behind. She thinks it's behind it.
Yeah, she thinks it's behind it. Someone will have to
Can I-
read the poem. And she looks at Nikos. But Clegg, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I try to do my shape water and melt a 5-foot cube through the center of the waterfall?
You absolutely could.
We could see into it.
It does not. You see more ice, basically.
Okay, so it's quite deep.
Yep.
Not a door.
All right. Nikos, with his impeccable memory, recites the poem, which he has been studying for the last, I want to say, week now, right? It's been a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least. Yep.
We bow to she who wears the crown. Let the world shiver with dread. Clad in winter's whitest gown, her snow enshrouds the dead. Her fury sheds but frozen tears as grey clouds issue forth. Her winds across the wasteland shears, brings blizzards from the north. Ice-kissed flowers caught mid-bloom, beauty kept in all its grace. Summer gone to its silent tomb, stilling her cold embrace. All the world in winter white, sheathed in sleet and ice. Set upon the never-ending night, she conjures paradise. Behold her everlasting rhyme, see how it covers all. Weep not for those she traps in time behind her glacial wall. Sovereign of summer's lost, general of winter's war, long live the queen of cold and frost, may she reign forevermore. More.
As the last words of the poem echo back at you from the glacier, a rumbling sound comes from deep within. The noise reaches a crescendo as the great wall of ice parts before you. Through the crack, you can see an opening that leads inside the glacier. You see Valin audibly gasp. Amazing. It actually worked. I'm not going first.
What do we see?
You see just an opening, kind of the blue light of ice, kind of reflecting a little bit of the star and moonlight. And you see darkness before you as it kind of opens into the ice. It gets darker and darker.
If we were to tilt
Don't
our
see
head
much.
towards the opening, would we hear anything out of the ordinary?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
I'm gonna be a little less cautious and have Nico start walking in.
Like,
24.
Does Fizwick have his familiar available? Can he send it in to see what's in there? But Gruckbar.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Fizwick just gives the signal in his mind to go fly over and take a peek.
Yeah. What's your hawk's name again? I can't remember.
Federo.
Federo. Federo pretty quickly, you can see through his eyes, and pretty quickly he can't see anything else. It's just darkness. Unfortunately, Federo does not have dark vision, so he can't see much. But you
that's
see the
weird.
walls of ice going further in for sure.
You guys got to try that sometime.
It's a trip, man.
Did I hear anything from that roll, or is there nothing?
No, you don't hear anything. Nope.
Okay.
Maybe
And that's-
the dripping of water.
Okay.
Not
somewhere
starting
from-
off very well. Guess we all walk into the
I'll walk
wave
in.
of
I'll walk in.
unknownness.
Yeah.
Fizwick follows suit.
Okay.
All right.
Come on, Snuggles. Let's
As
do down.
and I'll share the Owlbear Rodeo link with you guys here.
Oh boy.
As you walk in, how do I share this again? There we go. Okay, I'll put it in the Zoom chat. And while I'm doing this, I also want to wish a happy birthday to Kendra. Kendra Ansel, happy birthday. I saw people wishing you a happy birthday in the
Hey.
chat.
Happy birthday, Kendra.
And
Happy
I
birthday,
also think it's
Kendra.
awesome that I'm pretty sure I remember wishing Kendra a happy birthday 1 year ago, roughly. And how cool is that the Ansels have been watching for, since the beginning, really. So,
Oh.
and a lot of
I'm
you.
just impressed that she came back to hear this circus.
Yes.
Birthday fireworks.
That's right. Okay, cool. So you guys are seeing the map,
Birthday-
and now I need to get the viewers.
Birthday Hydra Goose.
Oh man, December baby. That means you get one less.
One less what? Birthday spanking?
You get one less present.
Oh.
Oh
Come on.
yeah.
I can't come up with an extra money.
Yeah, but who said that was a rule?
Episode
Doesn't mean
of
you get
something.
all your gifts at the same time of the year, which can kind of be
I
fun.
would say that if I had a December kid, they would get either 2 presents that were okay or one really big one. Like, if you get an Xbox for your Christmas birthday, then that's it. It's like as big as 2 presents, right? If I got you a bike, I definitely wouldn't get you like a bike and a helmet and say, haha, that's 2. You don't want to skimp out on your kid's birthday and Christmas. That's like 2 cheapskates in one.
Yeah, it's true. It's hard, though. I'll tell you, as a parent of a kid who has a late November birthday, it's like, I don't know what else to get you.
Yeah, we should materialize
birthday, Nate.
extra money. Like, oh, in addition to this,
When's their birthday, Nate?
November 21.
No, Asher's is November 28th, so we have the same thing. So it's like, oh, sorry, dude. All your presents come at the same time of the year. You
Yep.
have to wait an entire year for something else.
Yeah. So we just buy him stuff all the time, whatever he wants, pretty much,
Yeah.
to make up for it.
That makes good kids.
All right. So
Nice.
you guys see a kind of like glassy, frozen river from a lot of the ice that has kind of like melted and then all of a sudden refrozen
Holy
in front of
cow.
you.
I
And
don't like how tiny this map is, but how big the actual screen is that I'm sitting here looking at.
yeah, this is a large area, the Caves of Hunger. That doesn't sound menacing. Lovely place. So you
McDonald's
guys.
right around the corner.
You guys can see a path ahead of you, and as you enter the next area, as you continue walking, which I assume you do, you haven't been attacked yet.
Could I just say that I don't know if this would be abusing or anything. Could Federo just always be scouting ahead, or would I actually have to channel that to see it? Like,
You're blind while he's doing that.
Well,
so-
this area like is really totally dark. And
I mean,
Fedor
it
does not have
isn't.
dark vision.
I mean, like, maybe a better question was, since he's an actual entity, couldn't he just say, "Hey, I was flying ahead, saw something"? Like, do we get any kind of like maybe benefit, like a, you know
I
what I
don't
mean?
think
Like,
he can talk
Yeah.
to you unless you're inside of his head. Can he?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That would be something we would need to look into.
feel
That
like there
find
sh-
familiar spell.
there
if he
should be
can
a
talk.
connection. I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely open to that. Yeah, the problem we're going to find here is that he doesn't have dark vision, and this is all completely dark. So,
So given that
It's a hawk.
I think all of us do,
That would-
can we see anything besides what you
Um,
described already?
yeah, no, I mean, you can see this whole area before you, basically, a little,
Yeah, Nikos is taking the lead at this point. Like, we have to go this way. It's we need the Codicil of White to break in. The odds of us finding something or someone here are actually quite low. So Nikos is very confidently walking through this particular region.
all right, you guys come to, as you enter, and actually, we should go ahead and put your tokens out there, too. That would probably be good. As you enter, and I'll let you guys decide the marching order and all that stuff. Let's see here. We need a Nikos. We'll have to resize these to make.
Is
them
that something, Nate, in this and Albert Rodeo that you have to do? Do you have to bring the tokens out?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think you guys can put tokens on, but I don't think you have the same ones saved that
I
I
see.
have. You know what I mean? Like I've added our custom tokens and stuff.
Got it.
If you guys added your own custom tokens, you would probably see them actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys can go ahead and decide your marching order as you
Put
enter.
Nikos up there.
Yeah, put him up there. He was very adamant about I am.
Yep,
I am
yep,
up
yep.
there.
boldly going forth. All right. You come to a 30-foot high cavern. In its center, the remains of a wooden ship hull rest on the floor. Valin, who's now holding Professor Scant, her Professor Orb, kind of jumps as Professor Scant says, "Ah, a Netherese sky coach! I've always wanted to ride on one of those. Pity it's no longer in one piece."
And it's roughly the size of what we're seeing on the map there.
Yeah, it's just like some kind of like ruins of a ship. Yeah.
If we look around it,
large
do we find anything of use?
No.
Or of interest, I guess?
No. Nothing.
Could we
of
go
interest.
inside of it? Is there enough of the structure that we can actually get inside of it? Or on top of it?
Yeah, I mean you could, but it's pretty much in ruins.
Just a wreck? Okay.
Yeah.
Gonna get in and make airplane noises and
Valin says, Professor Scant, he's a bit of an expert on this stuff. He knows a lot about a few things.
I would like to investigate these tunnels,
Okay.
these sort of side tunnels.
Yep. And are you guys? Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to
So-
follow Nikos in.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see here. So,
This Vix is just gonna hang out, making airplane noises.
is that wreck made out of metal, or is it wood, or what kind of materials are it?
It is wood mostly. There is some metal as well, but it's all in pretty rough shape. Definitely ancient. As you are exploring this area, Nikos, ahead of you, you catch a glimpse of green light, just kind of whooshing past. And Fizwick, from behind you, you can see through the eyes of Federo, who you sent down the passageway behind you, a couple other flashes of this light, green flames, and everyone go ahead and roll initiative.
20.
All right.
12 for Grokvar.
Okay.
28.
That is 17.
Okay.
As long as the familiar is within 100 feet of me, I can communicate with it telepathically.
Okay,
but it
cool.
doesn't say anything about it not being able to not talk to me. It
Yeah,
should be
so
pretty similar to the ones
communication.
in Golden Compass, right? I think, but without the talking.
Yeah, so definitely, I mean, communication telepathically is even better than being able to talk to it, you know? So, yeah, you definitely get the sense like, there's something back here from the passageway right here, okay? So, yeah. But, all right. So, that brings us in the order of combat. Oh, I should probably roll initiative too with my lovely Darkseid Workshop dice. And that is a 19 plus 3 is 22. So I will go after Dronjon, who is Dronyaj, who is first.
So did you say that behind, like the cavern behind us also has
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fizwick, I imagine you would have communicated that.
things in it? Okay.
I don't know how I got this little green dot on my screen, but I want to be rid of it.
What am I gonna do? I'm going to.
Yeah, the way it would have conveyed is Federo would have flown over to you and kind of went, rah, rah, and then went and flowed over by the entrance and kind of just went, rah, rah, rah.
Okay, I'm gonna walk. Oops, what the heck just happened? I accidentally grabbed.
3
you.
short caws, 2 long caws, and a screech. That means there's some sort of floating
Stop
skull
telling
ahead.
me Timmy fell down the well. I'm not. I didn't believe it the first 100 times. So I'm gonna stand kind of ready. 'Cause I can't actually see. I don't think what all the hubbub is about. And I'm gonna ready. I'll just ready my hand axes like I normally do, and if anything comes within striking distance of me, I'm gonna swing at it.
Excellent. Oh, and yeah, we need to get a new token for playing here too. I'll take care of that for next time. All right, for Dronyaj. There we go. I'm gonna get it. All right. Next up,
We
we've
can
got...
change that name if.
It's
I think we'll get it. I think we'll get it
We'll
eventually.
get
I
it.
think what would
was
help
just-
me is if I wrote Drawn instead of Dronyaj, and if I just wrote that, then I would get it. I would just call him Drawn.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
look at
fine.
that. Look what it looks like on the text. Look at that.
All
Yeah.
my friends call me Drawn.
Drawn. Yeah. All right. So, you have readied an action, Clay, and that brings us next to the Flame Skulls. And yes, that is what these are. So, they have, let's see, movement 40 feet. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, Clay, you're ready to action. A Flame Skull is in front of you.
Okay.
Go ahead and make your attacks.
$24.
All right, 24 to hit.
Are they both
and,
within striking distance?
Yeah, I'm going to say they both are. They're both flying right at you and Fizwick.
Okay, so double attack, 2 attacks would be 24 and a 19.
All right.
Both hit.
24 and 19 both hit.
Okay. So that's 7 for one, oh brother, and 4 for the other.
All right. 7 for 1.
Figure out how
Okay,
to do
hold on. I'm just
damage
reading their
with
stat block a little more
these
carefully here.
axes.
Okay. Yep. Excellent. Actually, the one... Yeah, well, I'm not going to retcon it now. Okay, sweet. So...
Can I, since I held an action, can I also do a bonus action then? Or do I have to wait till my next turn?
Yeah, you can do a bonus action. I'll let it slide this time.
Okay, I was just going to say, since I finally saw what they were, I would like to rage.
Yep. I'll let you do that. All right, cool. Next up, there is another one that is flying around the corner. Nikos, you just catch a glimpse of this bright green flaming skull. And now I'm going to roll their attacks. So, the first one is going to roll a... Ooh, that's a 12 to hit, which won't hit Nikos, will it?
Negative.
Okay. And another ray comes your way. This kind of like scorching ray of fire. And that is a 19 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And it will be 9 fire damage. All right. And... Okay. And then on Clay, and I guess as these things were flying out, I kind of messed up. They're not going to do melee attacks. They wouldn't have even gotten melee range, but I'm going to stick with the melee range. But on their way to you, they attacked you with scorching rays or fire rays. So this will be against Clay and Fizwick. First one against Clay. Neither of those will hit. And second 2 against Nikos. I'm sorry, Fizwick. And I think both of those may hit. Let's see. Does an 18 hit you, Fizwick?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh, both of these are going to hit you. Rays of fire. And that's 11 damage on the first one. And 13 damage on the second one as these rays of fire just blast into you.
Where do they come from this floating head? Out of its eyes?
From their mouths.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And that brings us to Fizwick. You've just been struck by flames, and now this flaming skull is right in front of you. What would you like to do?
Fizwick is going to... Is there any objects around here that are about 1 to 5 pounds?
Yes, there are. There are some chunks of wood, metal, and ice.
That's an airplane thing, right? Maybe there'd be a propeller.
Oh, sure.
Fizwick starts to levitate up one of the
It's an
propellers,
airship.
and it starts spinning, and it goes zip, and he's gonna shoot it like a catapult into the one that Clay attacked.
love it. Yeah.
And it needs to make a dex save of 12
Okay.
or take 21 damage.
All right. Dex save was a 10. Does that make it?
21 damage. No,
21
it goes through that.
damage. Wow.
The
Yeah.
propeller spins across and cracks right into the skull. It doesn't. Does it kill it?
Well, no, it doesn't. What sort of damage is this?
Bludgeoning.
Okay. And what's the name of the spell?
Catapult.
Catapult. Okay.
And I used the second level, so it does.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just checking things out here.
That's cool.
All right. Yeah, 21 damage. It accepts your damage. And
I got my S in a line, all the eggs in a basket.
some chunks of like bone and like little like embers of flame just go like flying against the wall. All right, and that one is badly hurt.
As my bonus, well, actually, I haven't moved. I'm gonna dash.
Okay, so you would provoke an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay.
Actually, no, you wouldn't, because it doesn't have melee attacks. I messed that up. So, nope, you're good.
Yeah, so he'll dash back this way to kind of Grekvar, sliding back behind him. You can see Fizwick burning with little green embers still on his clothes.
All right, and I'm gonna put a red ring around this one because that's the one that's been injured quite badly.
I think I can also sneak right now, right? Because I could use that as my movement. My bonus action can be back into stealth.
Yeah.
Or try to hide.
Wait, say again?
When
So
I
you
moved
used your
over
move,
here, that
yep.
was my move. And
Yeah.
then my bonus action would be to go and to try to hide.
Yeah,
Under some
sure.
cobwebs or something.
Yeah, go for it. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Oh, nice. 11.
All right. You feel like you might be hidden.
Natty 1.
Oh, man. All right. That stinks. That brings us to Nikos. Nikos, you have seen this flaming skull attack you, and now Fizwick is running up. You can hear the sounds of a scuffle behind you as well. What would you like to do?
All right. So Nikos is going to try and step forward, moving swiftly underneath the... Because how big are these skulls?
They are probably about... I mean, they're the size of a human skull, really. They're not that big.
Okay, that's what I imagined. So Nikos is going to rip open his jaw, and as he does, he is going to try and lash one of these skulls. And what I want to do is, instead of grappling, I want to try and throw one of the skulls at the other skull.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go for it. So how should this work?
So here's what I'd imagine. I'd imagine I'd still get to make the tentacle attack, but I would automatically take some fire damage from wrapping my tongue around the flaming skull. Mm-hmm. If I succeed, make an athletics check against the skull that I've attacked. Mm-hmm. If that succeeds, it's then followed up with a ranged attack at disadvantage against the other skull.
I love it.
And then we'll see how the damage goes after that.
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, so tentacle attack, 25 to hit the first skull.
Yeah, absolutely hits. And you take 5 fire damage as your tongue wraps around it.
All right, he takes 12 points of damage from the tentacle.
All right.
Now I need to make an opposed athletics check against the target.
Mm-hmm.
No adjusted bonuses. I'm gonna roll here just so it doesn't make noise.
I rolled a 2, so
20, not natural.
All right. Yep, you win that.
Okay. Now I get to make an attack at disadvantage against the... And this is a ranged attack, so unproficient, so that's just a +2 bonus. Alright, at disadvantage against the other creature. Sorry, that one's cocked. That's not bad. Okay, so I rolled a 15 and 16. So with a 15, that is a 17 to hit.
Yeah. Even without modifier, let's hit.
And let's say because it's a human skull, it's a D4 plus my strength modifier of 0 because if you allow me to apply my intelligent modifier, that's a 3 because I am using my tongue.
Yep.
And it'll be immune to any fire damage from the flaming skull. So 5 points of damage to the second skull.
Okay.
Also, Nate, the one that I hit probably with the most damage, it's because of my slasher ability. Its movement is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn. I always forget. I forgot to say that. It's neat.
Yep. No, that's good. Thanks. All right. So, Michael, the first one you did 12, and the second one you did how much?
12, and the second one was 5.
5. Okay. Yep. Got it.
I'm gonna throw that one to there, knowing that Fizwick and Grekvar are on their way.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
All
So yeah,
right.
you basically watch as Nikos just sort of lashes his tongue out. He sort of winces in pain as he wraps his tongue around this flaming skull, and then you just hear the sound of like almost like two bowling balls hitting each other. That kind of clashing sound and crack that hits as they both strike one another.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Okay. Good. That brings us to Grukvar.
Take a look at the map real quick. Those squares are 5 feet.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Grukvar bellows down the hallway. He says, Ula, we beseech you to turn away these foul heads. And he casts, or he rather does not cast, he channels divinity to turn undead.
Okay.
So each individual within 30 feet of me, which I think is all of these, I have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Nice.
All right. First one makes it. Second one rolled a, and these are the ones by. No, these are within 1, 2, 3. Yep, they're all within 30
It's a
feet,
DC 15.
right? Okay. They're all within 30 feet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. The second one rolled a 10, and that is the one right here by Clay, the uninjured one. So that one fails. And the third one is the one closest to you. And that one rolls a 13, so that fails. And this last one rolls a 20.
Wow.
So that makes it. So yeah, one of these, so now they have to use their turn to move away from you, is that correct?
Yep, they have to spin its turn, trying to move as far away from me as it can. It can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of me. It also can't take reactions. For its action, it can only use the dash action or try to escape from an effect that prevents it from moving. If there's nowhere to move, it can use the dodge action.
All right.
So
Awesome.
the two failures, I would head down the tunnels probably, or I
Yeah.
don't know.
Now, I noticed they have condition immunities to being charmed, but I don't think this is a charm, is it? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
Yeah,
it's
okay.
specifically for use against undead.
Yep. I'm thinking it should work. So, all right. I will note that. These
I
two-
yelled to Nikos, the one that's closest to him. I yelled duck so that he doesn't get hit by it when it floats over him.
Nice. I'll mark those two as blue, the ones that are turned. All right. Very good. That brings us back to the top of the order with... Oh, do you want to move at all, Grukvar, or are you good where you are?
Yeah, I want to follow. I'll move forward a little bit. I'll move forward. I'll move up to this one that did not get turned.
Yep. Cool. All right. And that brings us to Dranyaj. Your turn.
So, I'm just gonna, I think, do kind of what I did before, but I'm gonna ghost. Where is this thing? I'm gonna ghost water dive behind, and swing away.
Yeah. Excellent.
So that is a 13.
13 will hit. Yeah, and are you going for the one that's injured?
Yeah, and an 11.
Okay. The 11 does not, but the 13 does hit. So yeah, you see Clay, or well, I guess Dranyaj, just... What does this look like? You kind of...
I just
splash of water?
Yeah, I just turn into like a movie, think like the movie Abyss. I just turn into like a quick slurp of water, and I appear behind them. Although I'm slightly bigger than the last time you see me do this. More water.
Yeah.
But I hit the red one with five damage.
Okay.
And then I am going to 7 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to
And is that just slashing damage from your axe, or what kind of damage is that?
slashing.
Okay, yep.
And then so its movement again is reduced by 10.
Okay.
Until the start of my next turn.
Yep.
And then I'm going to use my final attack. I guess just to hit him again.
Yeah, go for it.
13.
13 hits.
6 damage. 8 damage.
Yeah. What does it look like as you slash through this flaming skull and kill it?
I think they just like it would crack and then just sort of into nothing.
Cool.
Yeah, I love it. Yep. And you see this kind of like, or I guess you hear this like cry, this almost piercing cry of like almost human, as it kind of disintegrates before you. All right. Very good. Now that brings us to the flaming skulls. So this one is turned, and it is going to move past you, Clay, and you get to make an opportunity attack.
Can I get a little meta right here?
Yeah, sure.
If you succeed at that, it will no longer be turned.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
I'm
saying that character could do that if he wanted. He might not know that.
Do I get to choose though, right?
Yeah, you get to choose. So, yeah, you would have seen Grukvar, probably performing this spell,
Okay.
heard the words, so I'll leave it up to you whether you think you would attack or not.
I think maybe I would, but would you allow me to holster one of my axes and pull my trident off my back and use that instead?
Sure.
Okay. So that's a 16 to hit
That'll hit.
for 11 damage.
All right. And is that piercing damage?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. And all right. That brings us to the other flaming skulls. This one right here is turned, and it is going to fly away from Grukvar, and Grukvar could choose to make an opportunity attack if he wanted.
I'm gonna let it go.
Okay. And then, so that disappears from view, actually. And then, around the bend there. And then this one right here is going to turn to Grukvar and Fizwick. And I need you both, rather, to make a dexterity saving throw.
13.
21.
All right. Let's see.
I mean, that's a nat 20. I don't know if that counts for anything on this, but
Yeah, it counts for something. A ball of fire heads your way and whooshes past you both. And let's see. A lot of damage will be done. 13 plus... Oh, maybe not so much. 13 plus 9...
13 plus sounds pretty big.
Yeah, starting 13. 13 plus.
What is it?
It's not
Fizwick.
that big of a deal.
Fizwick, you kind of slip on the ice a little bit as you're trying to scramble away, and this blast of fire just comes past you, and it actually fills quite a bit of this chamber right here as well, as he casts Fireball from his mouth and just... Grukvar, you will take half damage, which is 11.
Mhm.
And Fizwick, you will take 23 points
Oh my
of fire damage.
Goodness, are we just gonna resurrect me and take me right out?
So I'm gonna bring this up just because, in the sake of fairness here, I know I should keep my mouth shut, but these creatures wouldn't happen to be immune to fire, right?
They might be.
If they were, there's really no reason why they couldn't have dropped it right at their feet and hit all three of us.
That's
What do you
true. Yeah, I'm gonna say that it's turning in a direction. Do you want to take some damage here, Nikos? Because I'm okay with
Look,
it.
I'm just saying, in the sake of being fair. I mean, I'm all for not taking any damage because I'm a goddamn wizard. But
Nikos, I'm going to have you go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw with advantage for the fact that I didn't think of it.
yay! All right. So with advantage, that's not too bad. That is 18.
He's like, let me get in on this.
Yeah, I want to die.
He hurt me.
Hurt me,
Spell
Daddy.
save DC is 13, so you're good. You take half damage, and that is 11.
Fizwick, though, is back in potential kill territory. He's at 12 hit points, so it's not looking good.
What do you look like right now, Fizwick?
He's completely in embers. His white hair is smoking. Green little embers are falling off of it. It's just a lot of green embers.
Yeah, not looking good. The smell of burnt flesh and hair and fabric fill this chamber.
I didn't know Fizwick was made out of copper, guys. That's pretty cool.
All right, next up, Fizwick, it is your turn. You have just been burned. What do you want to do?
I hate my life.
Fizwick. Fizwick doesn't know. He's freaking out. He's only got 12 hit points left. Fizwick's going to. What is Fizwick going to do? He's going to run out here and he's going to spin up another object and he's going to spit it at the one next to Clay. And he's going to apply his extra 8 damage, assuming he gets this attack.
Yeah.
He's got to make a dex save of 12.
Okay. There we go. He rolled a 9.
Ooh, takes 30 points of damage.
Oh, okay. So, is this another little like propeller bit from the ship?
Something, yeah, some part bit.
Yeah, explain to me what this looks like as you kill this flame skull.
It just spins a little bit and vibrates before it takes off and lifts up, spins, vibrates, takes off in a big, just almost like a Superman type speed, and just pierces it right into its head, shattering bones all over the place. And then, as Clay said, just.
Yeah, awesome. Clay, you are just like littered
Clay,
in chunks of
Drawn
bone.
John, why did you? Sorry.
Dranja. Dranyage. There we go. They might just keep calling him Clay. I don't know.
Fine.
Just got it.
It's
All right.
understandable.
All right, very good. That leaves us now. Anything else you'd like to do, Fizwick?
Oh, I'm going to actually move as a bonus action over to Drawn.
Look in the chat. It's in the chat.
Dronyage.
Dranyaj. And like I'm just gonna kind of like slide up behind him, trying to get away from anything that's remotely growing green right now.
Those are flammable. Please stay at your
Yep.
distance.
Awesome. All right. And that brings us to Nikos. Nikos, you've just been burned, you and Grukvar. But you managed to kind of like suck up against the wall and just get a passing of flame. Just a kiss.
All right, I'm going to charge at it, and once again, I'm going to try and lash my tongue at it, and I'm going to try to throw it again, but this time I'm going to try and set it up to throw it like a baseball towards Grukvar, and hopefully get Grukvar to smack it out of here.
All right. Yes. Does it have to make a save? Or are you making an attack?
Well, it will in a moment, so 18 to hit.
Hits.
All right, it takes 15 points of damage.
All right.
And my grapple attempt is very high.
Mm-hmm.
It does get a athletics to try and break out of it, but it is a 21.
All right. He rolled It's athletics, you said?
Yeah. Well, I imagine that's what it need to break
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, they have a strength of modifier of -5, so not gonna go real well.
They can't lift a
13.
lot.
Well, if they got a -5, they can't make that.
Yeah. There's no way.
So I take fire damage.
Okay. Yes. Let's see. You take 3 fire damage.
Oh god, easy.
And you know, I with his tongue kind of like wrapped around "Guava!" as he yells. And you kind of watch he kind of does like a 360 spin with his cape billowing out as his what is otherwise a horizontal arc suddenly twists as his neck flicks up into almost like a head bang, and the tongue sort of follows and then just lashes out and releases the skull towards Grokvar.
Nice. Yeah, and you hear this like ah!
Swing for the fences.
Not from Grokvar, from the skull.
Yeah, don't mess.
All right. And Grokvar, you have just been pitched a fastball. What do you do?
I swing my warhammer in a circular arc so as to not hit it back towards Nico, but I'm going to try and throw it upwards or smash it upwards into the ceiling of the cavern.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make that attack.
I rolled a 22.
Hits.
Okay. That's 11 points of damage. And also 1d8 of fire damage. I don't know if you said it was immune to that, but
Yeah.
is it?
Yep.
Actually recharges it. And
Well, it's 1 point of damage anyways. Okay, that's
wish.
that's it then.
All right. Yep. Sounds good. All right. It is looking real rough. You guys have just sent it for a loop. And that brings us back at the top of the order to Dranyage.
Okay. Can I shape water and douse Fizwick since he's in fuego next to me?
You can.
All right. I'm gonna do that for my action, and then for my movement, I'm going to let's see.
What's that green dot?
That's something I just cannot get rid of. I don't know how. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. I accidentally clicked there.
If you click on the little paintbrush tool, it'll open up a little menu, and then you can say this little eraser.
Yeah, that's what I'm on. I'm on the eraser.
You're on the eraser.
Maybe someone else
Then
clicked
try
there
the little
accidentally?
then try the
Yeah.
little garbage bag, the garbage bin.
Erase all. Huh.
I don't even see it.
I think it must be someone else who did it, but I don't know.
It's actually on my eye.
Yeah,
I
I
would
don't,
have wrote.
I don't even see it on mine either. So it's
Really?
a weird thing. I see it on my 4 OBS version here. I don't
Okay.
see it on my DM version over here.
Is it like a? Oh, you just moved it
Yeah, now it's
Oh,
moving.
dude. Okay, that is my pointer.
for OBS.
There we go. When I click there, it stays.
Aha.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
We're discovering things. We're learning things, children. All right. Sorry, I have no idea what's happening in this combat right
Nope.
now, guys.
So I just put Fizwick out, and then
Yeah.
having seen and heard the scuffle in the other area, I ran across. Can I? Is the skull still floating, or how is it situated?
I would say that Grokvar has probably knocked it up against the ceiling, and it is now kind of like hovering, sporadically below the ceiling of this cavern.
Okay, so given that I am 7 feet tall, can I huck an axe up there as my? Oh shoot! Wait a minute. Maybe I can't do that because I haven't attacked yet. 1 second.
Can you throw your trident as a ranged weapon, or is that just a melee thing?
That's what I'm kind of wondering. Let's see here.
I think
And
you
if
can just
can't
throw an
throw
axe.
that,
You
that's
don't have to.
criminal. Like,
Well, my action was putting Fizwick out,
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
so I don't.
I actually on fire. I just thought I took fire damage.
You said there was green stuff flying.
Well,
off,
just
like-
embers from getting the shit burned out of me 3 times. Like,
Oh, okay,
but
well,
I
if
wasn't
you're not
actually
on fire,
on fire.
then never mind.
Yeah, let's.
Sure,
let's-
I'll let you retcon that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think he
Okay.
thought I was on
I
fire.
thought you
appreciated
were
the
on
gesture
fire.
of kindness and
Yeah.
friendship.
I went
So
from
I
being
wanted to let it
scorching-
go.
Look, if you don't want my help, then just say so. Okay, so then that opens up a whole lot of other things.
Yeah.
So then I am going to move to where I am, and for my first attack, I'm going to throw a hand axe at that thingy,
Absolutely, you are.
and that is a 23 to hit.
And the flaming skull explodes as your axe just rattles off the ceiling. Go ahead and make a dexterity saving throw, guys, to make sure you get out of the way of the axe. All three of you.
Me too.
21.
9.
Well, I imagine that
Clay, you too.
I threw it straight up, and it actually embedded itself in the ceiling through.
Oh,
the
you
skull.
want to have to climb up there?
I'm 7 feet. How tall is it? How high up is
Oh,
I think
it?
he said
like
30 feet
15,
tall.
30? Let's see.
Oh, 30?
Maybe
20.
Nikos will fly up there for you.
20
if
feet.
if you ask him politely.
20 feet?
Yeah.
Grokvar can just make me big, and I can just pull it out of the ceiling.
Well, they'll be 14 feet tall.
I'm sorry, I'm the dungeon master. It rattles off. Make a dexterity save.
Aw, frown. Oh, shoot. Sorry. Saving throw is 19.
Yeah, you're all good. If anyone rolled like a 2 or lower, I was gonna make you like hit you in the face, but which would have been funny. But oh well. All right. Yeah, you managed to recover your axe, and that flaming skull is now dead. All right, this turn undead spell. Tell me about this, Alex. How long does that last?
For 1 minute or until it takes any damage. So the one that's gone down the hallway is just going to be there for a while.
Yeah. Okay. So if you guys hustle out of here, you could avoid.
There's one more left.
again.
Yeah, it's
there
down the
is.
hallway to the left of me. Before we go though, I want to
Over
speak
here.
to it.
Oh. Okay.
I want to just yell down the hallway. Speak your name, Skull.
Oh.
Oh, cool. Because you can talk to the dead stuff. Right, yeah.
I think we can all talk to it actually.
Yeah, I think let's see. Languages. It speaks common. Flaming
I mean, it's
skulls
got
speak
a
common,
mouth
guys.
still. It's got a moving. I mean, there's no vocal cords attached to it. But
I don't imagine this flaming skull would actually speak common, but maybe some form of something similar.
maybe I can, or maybe I can. You know, if you don't want to make up a name, I can just retcon and say, "Who are you? Tell me your business."
I'll just say, I am a wizard who died here some time ago. My body you can find behind you.
Oh,
That could be hearing.
so can I? So if I go head down to, if I peek down this hallway, or if Nikos looks behind him, will we see bodies on the ground?
Yes, you do. Just right about over here.
Oh, okay.
You see 4 headless skeletons. And you see some kind of like rubble that they seem to be surrounding. Yeah, like almost leaning against a pile of rubble.
I would like to inspect that.
All right. You see a huge iron safe underneath this rubble with a combination lock. Does anyone speak Draconic?
No, not me.
Okay. Yeah. So you see some script on it.
Yeah, I do.
You do? Okay. So you see the numbers 0 to 50 written in Draconic script. If you were to flip through the combination lock.
That's what the combination is.
Yeah.
You can't use it anymore.
What is it? So what did Nikos determine?
There's
So it's got a
lock.
combination sequence with 50 numbers on it.
Okay.
What I would like to do is I want to inspect the numbers individually. And presuming they need to be manipulated in some way, I want to figure out which numbers have been handled the most by how much wear each of those numbers have.
Okay. Yeah, let's do an investigation roll.
That is a 24.
Okay. Yeah, I would say that given enough time, you could probably find which numbers. Yeah, you fiddle around with it for a good 5 minutes or so, and manage to pop it open.
Really?
The safe contains truly.
I just thought it would be okay.
Yeah, with a 24, it doesn't even give the combination here in the book. They just assume no one's going to do that.
All blades fly out and
But,
cut your head off. However,
Yeah, you find out that the combination is 22, 7, 41. There we go. The safe contains a bag of holding in which are 4 amethysts worth 100 gold pieces each, and a ring of the ram made of chardolin. The ring of the ram is something I'll have to send you guys, but you can look it up too. It's you can probably
made of
Google it just
chardolin.
fine.
We know what that does to people.
Yeah, we might. Well,
I've been researching it, and I believe I am on the cusp of developing an immunity, so I'm going to take it.
All right. So yeah, you guys can write down that loot, and I'm looking at the clock
was
here.
it Ring
We
of the
better end
Ram
the session
and-
here. Ring of the Ram, and 4 amethysts worth 100 gold pieces each. So maybe you can each take 1 amethyst.
did that remaining flame skull and the time it took to open the iron chest recover and come and attack us?
Oh, I'm gonna say
I'll crush it.
maybe not. I'm gonna say maybe not. It saw what you did to its friends.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe it
All
wants to be by itself. Maybe it's actually has a superiority complex and is happy to finally be able to kind of rule the roost.
That's right. Now I told those fellow wizards. We know how wizards get.
Yeah,
All right.
we know all too well.
So, as you guys kind of gather yourselves from this battle, wipe off the singed bits of your clothing, you hear in the distance, I hope I didn't wake up my kids.
He said that. That's
And
weird.
that is where we will end our session.
Great.
All right.
Fantastic.
Want to thank once again Hero Forge for sponsoring the session. A couple things. Patrons get access to weekly live map drawing streams and campaign diaries for this campaign. So there's several patrons in the chat. Patrick, Dale, and probably a bunch of others too that I'm missing. But thank you for your support, patrons. And I'm also wanting to give a little glimpse at Will's Dark Sea Workshop dice before we leave, so you guys can really appreciate the awesome work he has done in the... Oh man, look at that thing. This is the Christmas chunker.
That is freaking awesome.
What is
That'll
it in there,
fill
Will?
an
Like
entire
actual
stocking.
pieces of tinsel and ribbon in there, right?
It's and that's kind of cool. Yeah, it's a garland from the Christmas tree from like 20 years ago, but it's holographic, so it's really cool. And I went to go buy more, and that's how I found out you can't get it. It's like old as F. And so you probably actually you'll never see another one really like this one. And I tried to
That's
buy more holographic stuff, but
Well, that's a $500 dice, right?
almost.
Because it's one of a kind. You're never gonna see another one.
Yeah.
It's an uncommon item.
Yeah, you see it better in
Rare,
pictures there.
rare,
Oh
Yeah,
well, then it has
so-
to be
wondrous.
I'm not gonna be able to show Instagram super well here, but I'm trying.
I love the dark one in the bottom right.
It looks really cool in low light. That's because it's actual
Look at
real
that thing.
holo.
Wow.
Those are
paper.
my faves.
Yeah, the galaxies, man. I've got some here too, and they're Absolutely incredible. So yeah, go over to you can check out all these photos over on the Dark Sea Workshop Instagram. Do we have a link to that in the description? I can't remember. I'll just type it here. Dark Sea Workshop. These make great Christmas gifts. So for the gamer in your life, go check them out. I know Jake and Kendra have bought some. They've been a big supporters, and I've got some too. They're so nice, man.
They're on the high end, I'll say, of price, and that's the reason for that. If you notice, the dice are really clear, and like stuff like the birthday party dice, those take anywhere from 2 to 4 days to actually finish a set. So it's not just like if the dice is all single, that's called a dirty pour, where you see like Ribonator, he mixes up a whole bunch of stuff, pours it into the mold, puts the lid on, calls it a day. With me, I'm mixing up a whole bunch of stuff. Then I'm making 3 to 4 different little piles of stuff, and then I'm pouring in some stuff, and then I'm waiting, and then I could wait too long. And so single pours, more affordable dice will be coming at some point. But
yeah,
there's this Elias's stained glass window. I was working on some stained glass windows.
Yep.
For the shop.
You know, make sure nobody tries to eat them. They look delicious.
Oh, they do, man. I've broken it.
There you go. There's your next addition to your store is candy
Will was like,
dice.
"Don't do
on
that, Nate."
I've
sticks.
looked into it. There's no money in it, unfortunately.
Candy
It's
suckers.
Really? That's the thing people do try to do. They make
I mean, you
candy
really got to
dye.
sell a lot of like, what are you going to sell your pack of pops for? Like $6,
Yeah.
$7
Yeah.
bucks in your shipping. I mean, I'm spending more.
Send
than
one with each order.
Yeah. Some
Yeah,
stained
I've thought
glass.
about it. Food though, man. I don't want anybody putting anything I made in their mouth.
I understand.
Not for any reasons other than like this liability.
Those
alone.
Yeah,
Blue
no,
underneath.
I understand. I understand.
I like those.
I
blue
was
ice
just
ones.
joking. I was not encouraging anybody to even try it.
Those
Don't
ones.
even try it. I wanna
Yeah,
make
you're
that
gonna
very
get us all
clear.
sued here, Alex.
I want to make
come on.
it very clear. I want to make
They're not candy, man.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, check them out. Go follow them on Instagram. If nothing else, enjoy the pretty pictures. But yeah, or go buy some because they're awesome. Great.
man.
Anything else you want to say, Will?
No, thank you though.
Sweet.
Have some of my shit.
Michael, got anything big coming up you want to plug?
Apart from my channel, no, actually, I'm taking a bit of a some time to get some things together. I have plans for a Christmas thing, but at the same time, nothing's solidified yet. That being said, I am the next big thing that I've got coming up is on Australia Day, which is January 26th. I'm going to be doing a Australian themed Through the Breach adventure with a bunch of Aussie streamers and stuff like that. So that's the next, I guess, the next big thing. So it's still a way away, but yeah. Beyond that, no, just come check out my channel. Come hang out. We're going to be doing world building on Wednesdays for a little while. And yeah, just chill. Nice,
Cool.
casual, happy December.
Very nice. Yeah, check out the links to Dead Aussie Gamer in the video description, Twitch, YouTube, and yeah, give him a follow. Great. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Happy birthday once again to Kendra and to anyone else who's having a birthday. Hope your holiday season is going well, and can't wait to hang out with everybody once again on December 20th. So yeah.
Speaking of hanging out, if anybody's in the West Michigan area, come by Vandermill.
There was someone who left a comment.
We'll hang out.
Yeah. I forgot to reply to that comment. I feel bad. So yeah, come hang out. Vandermill Cidery.
We'll hang out, if you know what I mean.
All right, cool. See you guys next time. Have a good one. Thanks for watching.